Oh, boy.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the Beastly Thought Show, the show of your dreams and mine. What's going on, guys? You got a lot of stuff going on, or what? Man, I'm excited for the show, as I always am. We got a lot of news to talk about. We got a lot of games to talk about. Let's start off with what you've been playing. Brett, Beastly Gamer, what have you been playing?
I've been playing The Last of Us multiplayer. So I just can't get enough.
Wait.
I can't get enough of that game, man. I've been every minute I've had free, I've been trying to play it, but I've had a real long, very busy work week. I think I did 52 hours last week. So in between work, coming home, trying to see my kids and my wife for a few minutes, right back to work. Anytime I had any free time, it was with The Last of Us, and I got to say, The Last of Us was well worth my time.
All right, so now that you've had some chances, a bit of time with the PS4 version under your belt, do you notice any significant differences? Obviously besides the upgrading graphics, but in the gameplay mechanics, I heard they changed some of the multiplayer mechanics to balance it a little bit more.
Well, the multiplayer, the thing I noticed probably the most is the 60 frames per second.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that makes a big difference, and I'm seeing a lot of people having issues with it. The thing that I probably had the most issue with on the PS3 version that they changed was the select button. When you hit the select button, you go into the crafting menu. Now that's been mapped to the trackpad or the touchpad on the PS4.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes it a little bit easier to go into that screen.
Oh, you like that better?
Yeah, it's a lot. Well, if they had kept it where the select button was, it'd be not the options, but it would have been the share button.
Right.
That would have been a really bad choice.
I've hit that hundreds of times by accident.
And I've missed it hundreds of times by accident because I can't ever find it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I'm really enjoying it. I think it feels very fluid. I love the fact that you get all that DLC with it. I think it has a long tail as far as PS4 gamers. It has a big community. There's a lot of people playing it. But the major issue that I'm having with it is the lobbies. And 9 to 5, you can testify. Anybody who's playing this, Robbie, you cannot get into a game. Sometimes it takes you 5-10 minutes just to get into your first game. But once you get into the game, it kind of smooths itself out because the people who you're playing with kind of stay together for a little bit until you inevitably get kicked. But they have got to work on their servers that allow us to connect and get into games because right now it's ridiculous. It might be the slowest.
Basically, do they have a player count like in Call of Duty where you can see how many people are in each playlist?
No.
We don't. But they already put out a patch, which is good because it seems like Naughty Dog's going to be on their shit with it.
Good. That is good. What was in the patch? Did they detail it or?
No, nothing from what I can notice.
Okay.
But they did say that with the PS4's version of The Last of Us selling so well, that they're heavily considering making new DLC, multiplayer DLC. So I'm really stoked for that. So
that's good news. I think a lot of the build-up to this game was you missed out on the multiplayer last time, so come check out the multiplayer this time. Even if you already played the game, come check out the multiplayer. It's really good.
Speaking of multiplayer,
5 million, by the way.
That's how many it sold already?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wowzers.
That's big.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Rabbit, I know you got the game. Have you given the multiplayer a shot yet?
I did, and I like it. I don't think it's something I'll be sticking with a lot. I did have problems with getting into matches, waiting for 10-15 minutes to get into a lobby. Kind of isn't acceptable to me. I don't have unlimited time to game. So like a lot of times I have 10 or 15 minutes total. This is the amount of time I have to play a game. So sitting there watching a lobby isn't happen isn't an option. I could play 2 or 3 games of Call of Duty in that time.
And that's what
2014.
That's what kind of broke Battlefield too. A lot of people had so many issues with that game, and it's understandable there. It's understandable here. The only reason on the PS4 I stick around is because I know it's coming, and when the game starts, you usually don't have any issues. But it really is unacceptable. Something like this, I would hope that Naughty Dog would have got on this immediately. Mm-hmm. I mean, within the first 2 or 3 days, the game be released and got that situation rectified so that gamers can get in, get a quick game in, and then leave to go to work. Because sometimes I have 10 minutes left before I actually have to leave to go to work. And this happened Friday. I was like, all right, I got 10 minutes left. I sat and waited for 8 minutes just to get into the game.
Yeah.
Maybe late, but it was worth it.
Yeah, I also had an issue with there is no, you can't customize the controls once you're in the game. Like there is no menu that actually shows what button does what. So I actually tried to get into the multiplayer before I started playing the single player again, and of course I had forgotten all the controls because it's kind of a different setup than every other freaking game. So I went to look for an options menu. There's no manual in the box that has the buttons on it, and there was nothing there. So I actually had to play the single player just to figure out what the controls were again.
I think all that stuff is like in the options menu. Am I right, 9 to 5?
I didn't see it in there. I didn't see a controller layout in there.
Yeah, like when you're in the lobby.
Yeah. You got to do it from the main menu. You can't do it from the lobby. You can't select any of that stuff. You can't select the sensitivity because I have my sensitivity maxed out on that game.
That makes sense. Yeah. Once I was in the game though, it is fun. It's slow. I noticed. You spend a lot of time kind of sneaking around, and you got to kind of like that stealthier gameplay.
It's not Call of Duty, BriarRabbit.
No.
I'm telling you right now.
No, it's not.
Definitely not.
Yeah, I guess it appeals to a certain type of gamer. Me personally, I played Call of Duty Ghosts today. Played 3 or 4 games, and then I went right back to The Last of Us. I like them both, but they both offer something vastly different. I think they both have their own unique clique of people who like certain types of games. And for me, I like them both. Sometimes you like to get in there fast-paced and go for it, Call of Duty, and sometimes you want to just sit and kind of pace yourself and outthink your opponent, and that's what The Last of Us is. It's like you might see somebody, you're trying to think of what they're doing while they're thinking of what you're doing. You could be healing, you could be crafting. There's so much shit that goes into the game, and that's the thing that probably draws me to it the most is that it's like chess. What can you do to outthink the opponent and hopefully win the game for your team? So that's why I'll be playing that game for probably a long time. I really like it.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool too. I want to spend some more time in it. I just didn't have a whole lot of time this weekend to really delve into it. I worked a lot this week as well.
Yeah.
9 to 5 gamers. What have you been playing?
Well, like Beasley said, we've been playing a lot of Last of Us. I think we played for 3 days. Last night we played for probably 3 hours, probably about that. And then I've been
You guys
playing.
have been playing together? Is that what you said?
Yeah. We've been playing with him and my brother. And the one night we had a gang of people, and there's so many people we couldn't even get them in the game. There's 9 people in or 8 people in our chat, and there were still people trying to jump in. So it was pretty crazy.
How many people can you have on a team in that game?
4.
4. So everyone was waiting to see if somebody was going to jump out or if we were going to play something else, and we were pretty much stuck on that for the rest of the night. So
Nice.
Shout out to Firewalker.
Or I am Everyday Gamers on YouTube as well. That's his name. So
Yes, sir.
be sure to check out his channel. He also did a review on Last of Us as well, which is pretty
Which was
awesome.
very good, by the way.
Yeah.
I really liked that review. They just he said something about it was his first review, and I'm like, that does not.
Yeah,
Look at the
so
quality,
seasoned.
the way he edited and everything. I liked the whole setup. It looked great. So it was entertaining from start to finish. So definitely check out
I
that
haven't
review.
seen it. I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah, and I've been playing Walking Dead. I'm playing it over because my file got glitched out on my PS3, so I'm playing again on the Vita, and then I'm gonna get the actual next season or whatever.
Okay, what season? So you're playing season 1 right now?
Yeah, I'm playing season 1 over because I wanted it to I wanted to stay with the same story and the characters all the way throughout,
Mm-hmm.
or at least making it.
That's a real problem with those Telltale games is that their engine sucks.
Yeah, mine not only did my file go away, but I tried to play it again on PS3, and my trophies glitched out, so I didn't actually get all the trophies, so I was pretty
Nice.
pissed.
That's the worst.
The one glitch I'm pissed off for Telltales is it seemed like The Wolf Among Us and also Walking Dead a couple times it happened, and it happened to the most recent episode, is that all the choices I made, at the end of it, you like to see the percentage of people that made the choices. That's the big thing, that you see that, okay, well, your choices, you did something that only 10 other % of people did,
Yeah.
And that's what makes you feel accomplished. Because for mine, I try to do all the bad choices. I've been doing that since day one, And my goal is to be less than 50% of what other people do, because majority of people try to do good morals, and I'm doing all the bad ones.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because sometimes it shows up blank. It says, "Here's your choices," and there's nothing there. That thing really flipped. I flipped out on that video, the last one. I was so pissed off because it disappeared, and it said nothing. There was nothing there, and I couldn't see what my percentage was. And it's funny because the ones that are like that, the next episode, they fix that. So if I were to go back to the episode 4 to see my choices, it will be there. I noticed that they fix it later, but that's not right because you want to see it the first time right away.
Yeah.
And to me, it's a small glitch, but for me, that should be simple that you should see it because it's like everyone. It happens to everyone now. Like, and it happens to everyone for the first couple of days, and they patch it. Like, that's something you should be able to fix because it's like 100%. Like, it happens to every single person that does that plays the game.
Yeah, I've heard that Wolf Among Us is much better.
Yeah. Wolf Among Us, better frames are better. Like, it doesn't, because the thing with Walking Dead, like, you notice that, like, sometimes it gets jittery, and it'll freeze up for a second, and something happens. The Wolf Among Us does not do that for the most part. So, the whole thing's a little like smoother. I'm sure it's gonna be all fixed up once it goes to the PS4 or the next gen consoles, because like they already said that it's going there. So once it goes there, you'll see that it'll be even smoother and stuff like that. But for me, I'm not gonna wait that long to go there. So.
Yeah, they already have a release day for the next season of The Walking Dead too for PS4 and Xbox One.
Oh, really? They have a release date?
Yeah, they have it already set. It's like probably sometime in November, October, where everything else is coming out.
All your data saves, though, right?
Yeah, all your stuff saves.
All right, cool.
So Telltale actually saves it to their server?
Yeah. Because it goes based off, you know how it shows all the online stats of who picked this and who picked this and who picked this. That all that files underneath your name. So,
okay.
But for whatever reason, it's not working right now. I don't understand it, but
weird. I don't know. I think their games are cool, but they just need better tech underneath them, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's frustrating.
With all the money that they're making right now, like they're doing the Borderlands game that's getting ready to come out.
Tales from Borderlands.
Tales from Borderlands. They got the one based on the show. What is it?
Game of Thrones. And
Game of Thrones.
I'll tell you right now, I have a feeling the thing I'm worried about is that they're not going to support The Wolf Among Us, and The Walking Dead they might support because it's popular, but they're going to go straight to Game of Thrones. And that's what I noticed with The Wolf Among Us, that they shortened the last couple episodes, that they were short. They were like an hour long, 10 minutes long. Like, they were really short for an episode. And I think that, like Beasley just said, like he just mentioned Game of Thrones, that's the game I'm worried about because that's where the moneymaker is. That's where they're going to make the most money out of any of them. Even Walking Dead, I think more people are going to buy the Game of Thrones than Walking Dead, which Walking Dead made them a lot of money as well.
Yeah.
So once they put that on mobile devices, you know a lot of people, Game of Thrones fans, are going to go straight to that and click on it. So
yeah, it's a wrap.
Yeah, that's
I'm not buying it until I see reviews that say the engine is fixed because I find it too frustrating.
Yeah, I mean, the engine, like, the problem is they kept the same engine for The Walking Dead. Well, The Wolf Among Us, they already slowly changed it. Like, you can see them, they're changing everything. And I guarantee they're going to perfect it by the time Game of Thrones comes because that's going to be where the money is. And unfortunately, I would like to see where The Wolf Among Us goes, but I can see them dropping that, to be honest with you. Like, I can literally see them say, oh, forget that, we're going to continue Game of Thrones, and that's it.
The final episode of Wolf Among Us came out, right?
Yeah.
Okay, was it a cliffhanger?
Yes, it left with a small cliffhanger that you could see, no spoilers, but you could see that it could.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't say anything.
Yeah, you could see that it could continue. Like, but it's up in there. It could, it might not. But the thing is, like I said, Game of Thrones, the fact that they're working on that shows maybe that's why all the episodes, the last couple episodes are only hour long. It was like the last 3 were hour long, which is not acceptable because they used to be like 2 hours, 2.5 hours, where you felt like you got your money's worth. But I don't know.
You been playing anything else not too nerdy?
Actually, like I learned a lot this week. I learned how to open up a Capri Sun without spilling it.
Yeah, happy birthday, by the way.
My birthday was on Friday, and like one of my goals is to finally open up a Capri Sun the right way
without spilling it all over yourself.
I don't know what it is, man. Like when you hold it at certain angles, sometimes they poked it right through, and like it was a mess. But I got it down packed, and I couldn't even wait. I was gonna do an example. But like I couldn't wait, and I had to drink it. So
a live unbagging.
Yeah. And that's pretty much it. Like I did the garage sales, which I went to another garage sale this weekend, which I had so much luck. I guess it's birthday luck or whatever.
Yeah.
And everywhere I stopped, I got stuff. I even got
still not caught up with the other stuff, right?
No, dude. I'm like so. I was just talking about that in the vlog today. I have so many games that I'm trying to catch up, and like the one big sale I got from my friend, I'm still going over those games, plus all the games that I've got along the way, which is just, it's a mess. It's so long to edit these videos because now it's showing gameplay for every single game.
Yeah, but it's really good when you show the gameplay. I've noticed that you're getting more views out of it, too.
Yeah, it helps because, people see what the games are. People are like, oh, that looks cool. Like, I'll try to get that game and stuff like that. And now, this week, I unboxed this device, which is, it'll do composite to HDMI. And my goal is to live stream everything to Twitch and up the resolution because this will upscale it better instead of stretching out the image. And it does look great. The only problem is it does have HDCP on it at the moment. Yes.
Really?
Wait, the scaler adds HDCP?
The scaler adds HDCP.
Oh my God.
But don't worry about that.
Yeah, I mean, you can get around it, but still, it's that's ridiculous.
You said you're going to stream it to Twitch. Well, with the news going on with Twitch right now, you won't be able to stream your Madonna's Greatest Hits anymore. So that can't be playing in the background.
Yeah, I'm not going to stream any music. I knew that was coming as soon as Google purchase.
Am I the only one who found that kind of annoying anyway?
What?
A streamer would be on Twitch, right?
Mm-hmm.
Playing a game and have Megadeth playing in the background. And then, I can't even hear what he's saying because Megadeth is playing in the background too loud. And I don't like Megadeth. But I like the game you're playing, and I like the personality of the guy. I just don't like that music anyway.
It depends, because some people's music goes with their personality. That's, the type of person they are. So, it depends on it. Some people are just annoying with the music, but some people, are okay with music. But what I'm worried about is that we're starting to transition with music. Because this is the first wave, that music you can't play in the background. The next wave is they're going to start getting confused the music in the game with the music that you can't play in the background. That's where we're really going to have the problem. That's what's going to...
And they're flagging stuff that's in the game.
That's how it all started with YouTube. It slowly transitioned over, and then all of a sudden, now they can't tell what's a game, what's not a game. People are going to start claiming, hey, that's my song, no, that's my song, and it's going to be a mess. And yes, they said they have an appeal system, but, we can talk about that topic whenever.
Yeah, I want to talk about that more, but I want to talk to Robbie first. Robbie, what have you been playing all week?
Oh, about time. I've been just sitting here.
Unfortunately, the way the Google Hangout works, right, is the last person in the Google Hangout goes all the way to my left. And then whenever I start talking to people, I always start and read left to right. So the very first person to join the Google Hangout is the last person I talk to once the show starts.
That's always me, of course. Whatever. It's all good. I've been playing a lot of Last of Us like everybody else. Been playing with Beastly and 9 to 5. It's been tons of fun, just so damn fun. Been playing with other friends too, and also been playing a lot of games on PlayStation now. I rented Red Faction Armageddon. I rented Dead Rising 2, and they're pretty fun. So, yeah.
How long do you rent them for, if you don't mind me asking?
I rented them for a week because that 4 hours thing was just bullshit. It's $1 or $2 extra for 6 more days, so why not? Yeah.
All right, cool.
What kind of experience have you been getting out of PlayStation Now as far as the gameplay? Have you been able to tell this is actually streaming, or do you feel like it's a local game you're playing?
You definitely I get my words mixed up. You definitely can tell at times it's being streamed because the connection will drop. It'll start getting kind of laggy. For the most part, it holds together really well, and it is based on different things. It's being streamed from a server, so it can either be their side of the internet that isn't broadcasting to your house very well, or to do with your internet. If your internet isn't up to snuff, then it's just not going to work. So there's a lot of different things it's dependent on to work smoothly, but when it works great.
So overall, how would you rate your experience so far?
I'd say, especially since it's in beta, it's pretty good. I'd say 7.5 or 8 out of 10 if I had to rate it on a 10-point scale. Are
you a biased Sony fan by saying that?
Am I what?
Are you biased because you're a Sony fan?
Absolutely. I'm the most biased Sony fan you've ever met.
Don't go there, 95. Do not go there.
Robbie, just to let the viewers know, do you know your upload stream? So, since you're having, a decent time with the stream, what's your upload, the speed?
I think it's somewhere around 12 megabytes or something like that. I'm not 100% sure. I know you need at least 5. Okay. It definitely tells me my internet's good enough when I do the test. Okay. But, of course, it can kind of slow down at times. So.
Yeah, just to give them an idea what you're at so they know, if you're doing decent reviews.
Yeah, they'll have a similar experience to me or not.
Last week, Not Too Dirty, you talked about playing Sniper Elite V2.
Yeah.
And I played a little Killzone 3. I think it was Killzone 3, or was it Killzone 2? It was one of the Killzones, just to try a little first-person shooter out. And like everything feels fine except for what you mentioned. Trying to aim, especially long range, was infuriating.
It's painful.
It's just this hair of lag, and then you go right past it, and then you're trying to go back. And then, whoops,
it's painful. It's
painful.
Dude, that pissed me off so much, man. Just like, cause like you spend all this time, that by the time you find it, you're already dead.
Yeah, it's fine like with like an assault rifle or like close range stuff, but as soon as you try and like zoom out and try and get precise with it, it is difficult. You can probably get used to it after a while, though. If you played through the whole game, I bet you'd get used to it.
I think you'll get so upset before you get used to
it. You probably get used to it, but that would probably make you suck at an actual game like that when you play the real game versus a streaming game, because you'd be expecting that little bit of lag compensation.
Like going from 30 frames to 60 frames with Last of Us, man. When I was playing online, it was like a new game to me.
The whole new world. Yeah.
Like Brian, like I might get used to it, but by then my PS4 might be through my TV at that point. So
it might be long gone by then.
All right, so Twitch. I don't know what else we can say.
Hold on, Mr. Rabbit.
Back up, guys. Back up.
What have you been playing?
I have been playing working till I feel like I'm dead, and then
is that on PS4 or is it Xbox exclusive?
It is definitely an Xbox exclusive. It's DLC, really.
Microtransactions.
Yeah. There's definitely a lot of microtransactions. I did play a little bit of Last of Us. Like I said before, though, that 10-15 minute wait really killed it for me. And then also, since I couldn't see the controls once I got into the game, I decided I'll hop into the single player and play a little bit of that, and got sucked in so fast that I didn't look back at the multiplayer. Like, immediately, I'm like, I don't really want to play this story again. You know, I know what's going to happen.
Last night, 9 to 5 and I were talking about you, and he was like, well, I saw Briar playing The Last of Us, but he's probably so fucking deep into the single player. I sent him an invite, and he didn't respond, so he's probably...
No, that's how it is, man. With that game, you forget how good it was, and then when you start playing, it's like, wow, this game was fucking amazing.
Yeah, what really I would suggest you do, Briar, and I know for fact that those controls really can be, confusing, and, especially if you haven't played it for 6-7 months, play the single player for a while. Play, get a couple hours in, and
that's what I did, Beastly. Like after about, I don't know, once I got out of like that intro for the single player, once you get like through the first combat areas with the single player, like I remembered, the muscle memory came back. I was able to jump into the multiplayer and not have a problem with it. But I was playing Advanced Warfare an awful lot too, because we got new DLC in that.
Wait, what?
Advanced Warfare?
I'm sorry. Call of Duty Ghosts.
That's Xbox exclusive
We
too.
jumped 3 months into the future? What's going on here?
Nemesis DLC for Call of Duty Ghosts this week, and that was a lot of fun. So I jumped on the Xbox One and was playing quite a bit of that. I think it's the best DLC we've gotten for Ghosts this year.
That's the one that has the mine, the coal mine looking
Gold Rush, yeah, it's like a Old West mine. It's got short round and Indiana Jones gear.
Yeah, you can jump into the cart, Donkey Kong Country style, and ride through it too, right?
Yeah, I was trying to make a video. I put an LMG class on, and I was just going to roll around the entire level on the cart.
You know what the car reminded me of, Brian?
What's that?
You ever seen that movie, The Rock? Remember that scene where they jump in the car and they're shooting at it and stuff like that? I feel like that's exactly what it looks like, the scene. I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah. It's a cool level. It's fun.
I got a question about that DLC. Did they introduce a new character like how they did the Predator or Michael Myers?
Yeah, they did. It's kind of like this ghost. It's in the submarine base. I don't remember the exact name of the level, but it's a Canadian submarine base that's abandoned. And it's got like this snow monster that's somewhat like a Yeti. It's basically, it looks like snow coming at you, but it's got 2 red eyes. And it's kind of hard to shoot at because you don't know exactly where it ends and where it begins.
Holy shit.
You can kill it before it kills you, but it's not a player-controlled character.
Oh, it's like
you call in a bunch of them.
Oh wow,
like a kill streak.
Yeah,
that's
it's a
pretty
kill streak.
slick.
Yeah, it's cool. It's a good level too. That submarine-based level is really fun. Then they brought back a Call of Duty 4 level shipment and called it Showtime and kind of made it this Running Man-esque like game show. And it works perfectly for that level. If anybody remembers Call of Duty 4, that level is the smallest Call of Duty multiplayer level ever. It's like
Is Buzzsaw in it?
What's that?
Is Buzzsaw from the Running Man on that level?
No, they should have done that. They should have brought a Running Man character and made it a kill streak in that, because that would have been hilarious.
Do they have like a crazy announcer? That would be cool.
Yeah, they have a crazy announcer and like billboards, like flashing colors. Shipment is a crazy map, and it's crazier now. It's like if you think Nuketown is too small and too crazy, you got nothing. This is really
is it
small.
Is it small as Nuketown?
Yeah.
On Call of Duty Ghosts? Holy shit!
Yeah. Like if you bring an assault rifle, you're doing it wrong.
You're doing it wrong.
P90.
So I've been playing a lot of that. I was making some videos of that, and then my videos just stopped getting posted because YouTube decided, oh, we're kind of bored. We don't really feel like working this weekend. We're not gonna process any videos this weekend. So that happened.
Gotta love Google, man. I've had some fun with Google this week too.
Yeah, I heard that. Why don't you talk about that a little bit? What happened?
Well, I'm a part of many Google Plus communities. A lot of my videos I share on Google Plus in those gaming communities, and Google's algorithm picked me up for spamming my own shit.
Mm-hmm.
And so I got a message from Google saying that I was violating their user terms and policies, and I was like, what? What the hell are they talking about? And I looked at the terms and policies, and to my knowledge, I'd never violated any. And they said I have limited access to Google Plus, which means I can't share any videos, I cannot comment, so I had to go back to my original account. But I haven't been uploading or anything because I've been stressed out about this. So I contacted Google, and they looked at my Google Plus account, and they said it's because I shared to too many communities concurrently.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, they said for now on maybe share with 4 or 5 at a time, and then wait for a few hours. But
I can't believe they actually responded to you.
Yeah. Well, me either.
Wait, you contacted Google? Like, the man behind the curtain?
Yeah,
The Wizard of Oz.
His name was Google too. But they explained to me that was the issue, that their algorithm picked up my videos as spam because they all have the same description, same title, and so they thought I was spamming a sex site or some crap, Pornhub. Who would have guessed? So I'm on punishment. I'm on punishment for 2 weeks with Google, and life.
They gave you the suggestion of only posting like 4 or 5 times a day. Is that what they're?
No, they said every few hours. They said post with your communities, 3 or 4 or 5 communities. Wait for 2 or 3 hours, and then do the same with more. Because I'm a part of about 50 communities.
Oh,
I love
wow.
video games.
Have you ever posted to all of them?
No, I didn't post to all of them. No, I posted probably to about I would say 10. I did it during my lunch break, so I posted to about 10.
Mm-hmm.
But they picked that up as me, flagrant disregard for Google's policies. The Orwellian bastards. It's 1984 all over again. I tell you, man.
So funny part is like Google just put you on timeout. You're in timeout.
You got a grown ass man timeout. Hey, they just leaked the Elgato, the new Elgato, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
On Best Buy.
60 frames?
Mm-hmm.
What is? It is?
I just posted a picture. Like, click on the link in the chat.
Okay.
You can see there's an advertisement for it and everything.
Are they going to tell us
60
what it does?
60 frames a second, 1080p. It says it in the description.
Oh, my word. For the past week, Elgato Gaming has been teasing an announcement of sorts for Monday, August 11th. It appears that a leaked Best Buy ad for the week of August 17th has gone ahead and made the announcement for them. As you can see,
this
the bottom of the ad,
doesn't have as much information as I want. I want to know if it's got internal capture. I want to know if it uses lightning.
Well, it has a pass-through, right? Does it definitely have a pass-through on like what AverMedia tries to
I'd like to know if it has that. I already knew it was going to have 60 frames per second.
Yeah, AverMedia is making another one too, but I feel like they're waiting to see what Elgato has first. But the thing is, AverMedia threw out something that's perfect without the pass-through, which is just, I mean, that doesn't matter. You can get other devices to do it, but I don't want that. I want one that does it right away. Like
all in one.
Yeah, I want to have multiple devices.
That would have been so good, and I think that's why people didn't switch to that one because of that. But I know AverMedia is they'll add it on later, but they're gonna wait to see what Elgato does, and then they're gonna do the pricing around the same price. That's what they always do. They wait.
This picture sucks too.
Yeah, it's like fuzzy.
And that's it.
Would you take this with a fucking phone?
Yeah, seriously.
More like a potato.
I love that. But yeah, I'm excited about a new Elgato. To be honest with you, I'm really looking forward to seeing what that's going to be because I want to see internal storage. I want to see you be able to grab your webcam and put it into your footage for you. I want to see USB 3 and Thunderbolt connections. I probably only get USB 3.
The thing I don't get is why didn't someone make a third-party app for that? Like that's something I would think someone should have made already. What you said, like you could easily do that third party and just let it pick up.
OBS and stuff like that does it.
Because what does
OBS and stuff like that?
Yeah, but I meant like because they'll just use your actual AverMedia that it'll just record directly off. Because OBS is like streaming stuff that's like a little delayed. Everything's like delayed when you do it like that. Mm-hmm. So if they found a better system of that, I know exactly what you mean. OBS is good because it's the free version. And then of course the other one is the best, but that one you have to pay, which sucks. Or you could bootleg. But.
Hey man, Not Too Nerdy's face is as smooth as a baby's bottom.
Oh, you saw that? Yeah, I shaved it. Like I don't even remember shaving. I woke up. I was like, I shaved.
Damn, where the hell are you sleeping?
I don't know what happened. I don't know.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I'm looking forward to a new Elgato, and I'm guessing everybody here has Elgato.
Not this guy.
So you're AverMedia.
AverMedia, LGP. That's how I go. I like everything portable because then I could. Sometimes I move it around and I could just film somewhere else, and everything's like a lot easier to do.
What is that? I'm trying to remember the name of it. I think it's HD PVR Rocket. That's made by.
That's the
the
red one.
The only problem with that one is the quality of it. The quality is not as good as Elgato or AverMedia. Like Elgato, it's really good quality, and so is AverMedia. That's the only thing that's keeping that one behind, because like that one's so useful because it could go on the go, but it also has the mic external that you could plug in the mic there and you could record everything on the go, which that one's so handy, but at the same time it's the quality in the end, and the quality is not that good for that one.
Wow.
So
I like how on the AverMedia you can make two different files. You make a audio file and a game file. I think that's awesome.
The one thing I like the AverMedia takes up out of all of them, AverMedia has less strain on the computer itself, the CPU. So that means like the GPU and CPU. So that means you could actually record higher bitrate and better bitrate because it has less stress on your computer. Same thing when you're doing like PC capture or anything like that, it puts less strain on the computer, so it allows you to get more frames per second, which is very important for when you stream the PC, because PC will, the GPU for the computer will slow down because you're recording on top of playing it. So that's something that's very important, especially when you're streaming too. It puts a lot of less strain onto computer than other devices. Now I think that's like the biggest advantage of it. But you know, they all have their up and downs.
Are they both in like the same price range?
Yeah, exactly. They do that on purpose. Like, and they wait for the other one to make an update, and another one does an update. They do the same thing. Like that. It's good though. Competition needed. We need that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, 60 frames per second will be nice, but to be honest with you, for most of the stuff I record, it's not going to make any difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing I'm shocked about is that they didn't make the jump to 1440 or anything.
Yeah,
like,
I was going to say that myself.
Even if it drops that to 30 frames or if it drops to something, like, they didn't make the jump to that. Like, that's something that one of them has to make eventually. You got to make the jump, either they lower the frames.
AverMedia supports that, I believe, on their internal capture card.
Yeah, they do that for the internal. That's why I think they're gonna have to do something for the one that's external, because like you gotta do it. I mean, once you move up to 60 frames, that shouldn't mean theoretically you should get a higher bit or higher quality at slower frames. Yeah. If you could do the lower one at 60. You know, so that's why it's strange that they didn't give you another option to go higher. So.
Yeah, I'm less concerned about 1440 and 60 frames per second than I am about internal storage and USB 3.0 or Thunderbolt.
So you'd like to be able to just stick your thumb drive or flash drive in there and put video in it or take video right off of it from there?
I'd also like it to record my commentary on a separate track like AverMedia person does now, and I'd also like it to be able to take over my webcam.
See, that
you need to just buy an Android, like a real Android woman.
Is that available?
Does she bring you beer too?
Hey, get out!
Right, like what you're talking about is software though. Like that should be like an easy software patch.
That's great. Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. Like it's weird that they haven't done that because like I'm sure someone else might have thought of that too. Because sometimes you want to record it separate, so then later on you show just gameplay later, and you want just the sound. And then you can add, because that's what I do sometimes. Sometimes there's a footage I know I'm going to want, like, just the game sound and not my voice. I'll do both. I'll have it separate so then I can add my voice later. Like, and if I want to show commentary, and then later if I show that footage just the gameplay, if I'm doing a review where you don't want your voice over it, then I can still use the same file. And I don't have to film anything. I just use the same thing over again.
Yeah.
So,
and sometimes you just mess up your levels. Like, sometimes you make the game too loud. And your voice too quiet, or the reverse, and if you could adjust them independently, you can kind of do it using like the loudness setting on, but it's not as good. It would be better just to.
Briar, you made a video talking about that you couldn't do the mic with the sound of the game when you're playing the Xbox One.
No, I can. I just didn't.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, could you do it by using the Connect thing?
Yeah, you can do it. I just didn't. Like what I have is like a little switcher and I just switched it over and was just playing, and all the sound was going through my HDMI cable, so it was getting all the chat. You know, I was recording all the chat except for my own voice, and then based on what was being said, I didn't want to actually have it on my YouTube channel.
Well, because you have to go back and forth, right? Because your settings are different for PlayStation 4 compared to Xbox One, right? Yeah, that'll be a pain every time to switch it. So
yeah, it is a pain. It is. It would be great is if I had two Elgato Nexts, right, and two computers. In fact, if I could hire a couple of people.
Oh gosh, you're gonna start an Elgato sweatshop.
Gameplay, bitches!
Oh man.
All right, we got off on a tangent there, but I think it ended well.
Good ending. Sorry for that.
All right, who wants to talk about Twitch? Do we want to talk about Twitch? Are we done with Twitch? Anybody got anything they want to say about it?
I think everybody knows how they feel.
Yeah.
I feel like the name's gonna change soon.
Bitch.
Bendover.com.
Welcome to Bitch.
I was not expecting that. Oh my gosh.
Is there still a W in that?
Which?
It's silent. Silent W.
I love that. Man. I'm totally going to make that up in Photoshop.
Stream your videos on
You make it purple and everything.
We just named the episode, Which?
Yeah, they're banning, people's video game videos that have any MP3 or music in the background now.
Any music. I mean, it seems to be like even if it's gameplay music. Like if you're playing Grand Theft Auto, you're totally screwed.
Anything that has any copyrights on it, they're basically their algorithms picking it up and they're shutting it down. They're muting the videos. People now, they came out and made a statement yesterday, and they are allowing you to dispute it. But for the most part, all that stuff, all your back catalog is gone as far as music. And this is another fantastic thing for the community that Google is doing to help us, to make us better people. Orwellian fucks. I can't stand Google, man. Shut me down for 2 weeks.
The best part, it mutes it for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So like you could have 10 seconds where they mute the whole 30 minutes of it.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing right there? And like another thing people are not talking about that's big too, archive is gone.
Yeah.
You can't keep it forever. The video, they got rid of it so you can no longer keep your video forever like before. Like they get rid of it after 30 days now. And this is all because of YouTube, because YouTube does not want you to keep it on that site. They want you to bring it onto YouTube. And this is the first step in them doing this. And I kept saying it before. I know that's what they're doing. They're slowly transitioning over on purpose to make people, force people into YouTube. So you're getting used to YouTube policies. And if you want to bring the video over, it's already corrected. They already made sure that you don't have copyrighted music. So then you can bring the video straight to YouTube. And that's your only option from now on. Like...
That sucks.
Crazy.
I think Hitbox TV is going to get a lot more popular real soon.
Yeah, I saw an article on that today, how people are just flocking to Hitbox now. Somebody needs to stand up to this crap. I mean, we need competition, and if a company as big as Google gets their hands on anything, they're going to take the monopoly. They're going to own it. Mm-hmm. And we need somebody to not sell out. Like if Google sees Hitbox doing well, what are they going to do? Buy Hitbox. They're going to throw so much money at them.
Hitbox. Brett. They come following with $1 billion. I'll be selling.
That's what I'm saying. There's got to be a company that looks beyond the dollar and looks at the. It's good. Competition's good. You know, money's good, but you're going to attract that many more users if you resist what Google's doing and limit what people can do with their videos. And I'm not advocating that it's totally fine to have copywritten music, but the fact remains that Twitch didn't have a problem with it all this time up until now. Now that Google got their grubby little mitts on them.
I think they were flying under the radar, though. I'm sure there were music company execs looking,
Yeah.
And, they were. I bet they were just holding out because they knew they were going to sell. I mean, they were clearly ready to sell. They shuttered Justin TV like the same day this all happened. Like it was just gone. Like, hope you didn't have any videos on there.
See, the problem is Google makes his bread and butter off advertisement. They're the best advertisement, and that's the thing. They make their profit off advertisement. And you cannot advertise when you have when companies think that there might be a chance that their brand might be sued for different music and stuff that they did not pay for in the advertisement, and it makes their brand look bad. So in order to fix this, they have to get on the right level with all the music companies and all those people and say, look, everything's fixed now. We have a plan, just like they did with YouTube. They fixed all that stuff, and that's why YouTube has so many different advertisements and people getting paid on YouTube because of that. And that's what they're going for again. And I see the slow transition, but I mean, not slow, because this was fast. This is the biggest change in one night. They just, out of nowhere, people were like, they just changed everything. And now there's even a bigger delay on your videos. That's another thing. Your streams have an even bigger delay so they can catch you with the music. So that's why if you're talking to people in chat, it's completely delayed now. Like, it's more delayed than it was before. Before it was delayed. Now it gives them the extra 30 seconds so they could flag your videos or mute you if you have any music in it.
Now it's like PlayStation Now.
There's some good that could come of this, though. I mean, better YouTube and Twitch integration could be better. By automatically alerting everybody on my channel that I'm streaming, that's cool. That's something that happened recently. There could be more stuff that happens along similar lines that could be beneficial to us.
Yeah. When you Twitch something off your PS4 and it turns it off and turns it back on, turns it off and turns it back on during cutscenes, is that PlayStation themselves doing that, or is that Twitch doing that?
That's PlayStation.
Yeah, they need to fix that shit. That shit's whack.
Yeah, I remember when you were playing that UFC game.
Yeah, they
were
cut
live
it off
streaming
all
it. Was
the time.
Yeah, every time there was any kind of video.
When I did Knack and when I did Wolfenstein too, it was the same way.
Was it?
Yeah.
We can't say all bad's in conference because Twitch is a glitchy mess. Everyone knows this. It always glitches out. There's always problems with Twitch. Their servers were not that great. There's so many problems with Twitch, and they're going to fix it. I assume Google's going to fix it for the most part. Of course, when they fix one thing,
they're awesome at this kind of thing.
They're gonna break something else when they fix one thing, but they're going to fix some things, though, for a little while. But the problem is, these rules that they have now, it's just going to smother people and not make them want to be on it anymore. Especially, I feel like they're going to incorporate it so much where you're streaming, it's automatically going to upload to your channel, because now they're going to make you link your channels together slowly. First, you're going to have the option to link your YouTube channel with your Twitch, and then slowly it's going to force you to link your YouTube channel with Twitch. That's just like before. They're going to slowly do it, give you the option, say, hey, it's cool to do this, and show people the positives, and then eventually they're going to force the rest that didn't want to do that. And it's all going to be one. where it's going to be you're streaming, like BriarRabbit said, it lets people know, your subscribers know. Well, 10 out of your thousands of subscribers, whatever subscribers you have, they only let a couple people know anyway. But they're going to let those couple people know that you're streaming right now. They can watch it live or they can watch it later. It's going to be the same thing.
But that'd be cool if it showed up in people's sub boxes. You know, like, hey, you know, this guy you're subscribed to is streaming right now. Could be annoying, too.
Hey, to be honest with you, that's the one thing Twitch does better than Google. They let people know when you're doing something. Like, Google, you upload a video, people like 3 weeks later, hey, you ever finish that game? Yeah, I did, like 3 weeks ago, but Google didn't tell them, you know.
Yeah, some people actually have it next to their sub box where you can hit the little gear icon and go in there and subscribe to their feed. Like, Not Too Nerdy, I was able to do it. I was able to do it with everybody here except you, Briar. You don't have that little gear next to your sub box that lets me know every time that you upload something.
No?
No, you're the only one.
Tell me how to fix that.
Maybe it's because he's your friend.
God damn it.
I'm getting out of your fucking circle after this show.
You know what's funny? That I found out that, like, it goes by percentage. Like, so the people that view the most, they're gonna get your they're gonna show that you just upload a video, but the people who don't view as much but still are subscribed to you, they're not gonna know. So unless you have more than, like, you have to get like a certain like amount of views at a certain time for it to spread out everyone else. Otherwise, it doesn't work like that. That's why the bigger channels get bigger and the smaller channels will stay small. And I just think the whole system's screwed up because if you're subscribed to someone, you kind of want to see what they're doing. Otherwise, you don't want to be subscribed to them anymore.
That is why I hit the subscribe button.
Yeah, if I don't want
literally the reason.
If I get annoyed with it, I don't like the videos they're showing, then you click unsubscribe, and problem solved. You don't get information knowing that they upload a video. Because there's videos like, for example, 9 to 5 Gamers, like he uploaded a video, had no clue. Had no clue until later he posted on the little Google Plus thing, then I saw it there. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't even know he uploaded a video. Or if I just checked his channel, I would have found it. That's it.
Especially with 9 to 5 Gamers, because he doesn't post on a regular basis, at least not that I'm familiar with. So if he posts on Tuesday and then doesn't post again until Saturday, I see that video come up on Saturday maybe, and then I say, oh, well, what else has he been up to? Oh, he posted on Tuesday too, but I never saw it come up on Tuesday, so it's like it's a pain.
I noticed that a lot when say one of you guys will post a video and I click on that video to watch it, and then I'd be like, whoa, when the fuck did he post that video, you know? And then I would go down and I would just click on your channel and then view all the videos that I missed.
Yeah, I see that too. And I see that with big guys too. Like I subscribe to people with millions of subscribers, and I tend to watch each one of their videos, but I'll just miss them. And it's not like I'm not on YouTube every day.
The funny thing is how they're explaining it, right? Like I just explained before, that the people that view the most will get it first. If that's the case, then I would be getting yours first, and I don't get yours sometimes, you know? Yeah. So even what they're saying doesn't make sense, because sometimes I don't get your videos, and like I watch you guys most out of like other people, you know, and I just don't get it. I don't get how it's like that. So
I would like them to just get rid of the algorithm and say, okay, this guy subscribed, this guy posted a new video today, put it in my sub box, and then, you know, in chronological order. Why don't they just put it the way it used to be?
I'm saying
that's how it used to be.
I wish it's like that, but at the same time, I'm kind of worried if they did change it. What are they gonna break? Well,
I mean, I can't even post videos, so
their solution to that is now they erase that and they erase everyone's subscribers. Like at the same time.
Everybody starts from zero.
Yeah.
Mad dash. Yeah, I don't know. Like I haven't all weekend. I tried to post a video on Friday night. It failed to process. I tried again, failed to process. Finally, I had to leave because I was planning on having a date with my wife. We were planning on going out, and she was bugging me to let's go. All day Saturday, I tried to upload, didn't work. Finally today, the second time I tried today, the same video I've been trying since Friday finally rendered. Finally got posted. I don't know, man.
I was about to be like, damn, Briar, you just got married.
He said, I went on a date. I kind of looked too, like, what the hell? And he said, with my wife. That's all did it. Yeah.
Yeah, it happened it started like a week ago, Briar.
Yeah.
Where the first problem was the thumbnail pics. The thumbnail pics was not processing, and it seemed like once they fixed that after they fixed that one, then all of a sudden your videos was not processing. So I think like literally they went back to algorithm to fix the thumbnails, and I swear to you, as soon as they fixed the thumbnails, that's when all of a sudden like the videos were not processing now. When at first it was just the thumbnails were not processed. So like,
for months now, I've had disappearing thumbnails.
Yeah.
Like videos that are a week old, all of a sudden the thumbnail's just gone.
and maybe that's how the thumbnails had a problem processing, because they try to fix it from disappearing, and it causing no.
And see, look, guys, I had a really long and very stressful work week, and so last week when I went to work, I had Kate put the thumbnails in some of my videos. You know, I made them and everything, and so after they got done rendering, I told her to do it. And I had to be on the phone with her that day for like 40 minutes telling her, you're not doing it right. She said, well, the thumbnail's not working. I said, do it again, damn it.
Yours came up blank. That's how I realized it wasn't just mine. 'Cause I was like, hold on, let me check other people's stuff. And I saw yours was like blank, and it did show like an image error on it. Yeah. So I'm like, so it's not just me. Cool. But I forgot to mention that your image wasn't working. Sorry.
That was just, I wish I had known. No, I wasn't yelling at my wife, but I told her to let's clear the air.
Yeah, you were.
No, I can't do that.
What are you doing?
Once BC yelling at his wife for
listen to this. I live in Georgia. I'm a black man married to a white woman. I wouldn't dare yell at her. Anyway, look.
I thought you were going to say, I got yelling at my wife, damn it.
I was about to ask you, how's that couch feel? Did you get very comfortable on that couch?
See how big that damn couch is, man?
It's a sleeper sofa. It's all right.
Shit.
It's like, that's why I bought the best money, like the best couch money could buy.
You sleep on this bad boy, you can't even tell there's not a woman next to you.
That should be an advertisement for Raymore and Flanagan. Like to yell at your wife, you can buy a good couch.
That would be awesome. It sounds like a German commercial.
Oh,
You a bit of an asshole. Well, come on down to Raymore and Flanagan.
no more sleeping in the doghouse. You can sleep on the big couch.
Look at this beautiful sectional.
I think YouTube is just ran on EA servers. That's what I think is fucking
That could be. That makes a lot of sense now.
Oh
man.
You guys hear that your Destiny beta Guardians won't transfer over to retail? I didn't find this to be that big of news. I kind of expected it.
You were so pissed. I'm like,
really?
I thought we all knew that.
This was likely, yeah.
I thought everybody knew that.
They confirmed it, and people got pissed off.
But there was something that we got during like that last Saturday that we actually get to keep for the retail version, right? I can't remember what it was.
Only if you play the moon mission.
Yeah, I played it and I beat it, but that's crap. I gotta make my my warlock all over again. Damn it!
Yeah.
We had so much fun. I just can't stand having that much fun all over again.
Just can't
stand the thought of having fun.
Yeah.
This is bullshit.
I could be wrong. You did ask people in the comments down below, so whenever you guys watch this, like I've never seen MMO do that. MMOs let you do betas all the time, and then once it starts, they restart it. Like they don't let you start where you level up because there's people that didn't get a chance to go into the beta or anything that didn't.
Start at zero, yeah.
Yeah, so it's not fair for you to have a bigger edge than everyone else that paid for it. They want everyone to start from fresh. Like, so I don't know why people complain. I've yet to see, unless, I mean, I'm sure maybe someone has done it before, but I've yet to see an MMO or any type of game where they let you beta test it and then let you start the stats out. Like, I've never seen it. I don't know.
Theoretically, I'm not looking forward to playing those early missions again, but I know once I start, I'll still be having fun.
Yeah.
You're going to be like, yes, the game is finally out, and this is
I can hear the conversation now. Briar talking to me, he said, Beasley, I think we've had this fun before. Yeah. I think we know what fun lurks around the corner too. Let's go.
Yeah,
speaking of Destiny, what do you guys think of the whole cancellation on the Ghost Edition shit?
I want to know how many copies are sold.
Yeah, I know, right?
They canceled it?
Yeah,
they canceled it outright.
At Best Buy and Walmart's or whatever. GameStop is still getting them.
Oh, good. That's where I pre-ordered.
And Amazon. Amazon started doing it now recently. Yeah. Amazon started doing it, so like, GameStop's doing it for now, but I'm sure GameStop can't sell anymore. And like
they couldn't for the last 12 hours of when they announced it. Within 12 hours, they couldn't accept any reserves on either.
Yeah, so like I don't know. I'm sure like GameStop still has time to cancel too because they probably got to check their stock, see how many it is because they're going to give a final number soon. But like that to me is like either they gave people a really really low amount, or there's a lot of people that pre-ordered this game, which to me for a new IP that's pretty damn shocking. Like, I mean, I don't know, because like it started out with the big one, which is the Ghost Edition, which obviously eventually that's going to run out. But then the limited edition also is running out. The one below that, it's like getting insane now. How many of them are running out? Like that to me, that's insane. Like
I'm looking probably more forward to the white PS4 than. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I think that this thing is probably selling more than any new IP that we've probably ever seen, man. Because of all the hype, everybody got a chance to play it. There's 80 million PS3s out there, 80 million Xbox 360s, and then think about the PS4 and the One. Everybody got to play this game, and at the end, the last 2 or 3 days, everybody got to play it open beta. What more can you say? It's like tons of fun for everybody, tons of fun for everyone.
Yeah, it's gonna be the first month that decides how that game does because if the first month does really well, then you're gonna get the people in November again. They're gonna buy that for Christmas, like. So that's why,
Christmas
like, if they hear Christmas news, but if they hear the game is good, then they're gonna be like, okay, I want this one on my list. So like, so they get another fresh batch of like they can sell a couple more million if it's that good, you know. So
or they already played the beta and they know the game is good. It's already on their Christmas list.
So
that game is good. I mean, it surprises me every time I hear somebody say, it's not for me. I'm like, what? It's for everybody.
Yeah.
Were you playing something I didn't?
Yeah.
Is that different to you? You sure?
What, you don't like MMOs? You don't like shooters? What is it? You only play Madden? Like,
yeah,
it's got a little bit of everything in it.
I just the first couple days, what I want to see, I just hope that they have a smooth transition, that they're going to be overwhelmed because the amount of people that are buying these games is way more than that 4 million that they said that were playing that Destiny at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. They realize that the servers are going to be overwhelmed the first night, like really bad. That hopefully they just calm down and just get it done and just the first couple days see improvements with the servers. You know,
we'll just call 9 to 5 gamers. He's got the day off.
Yeah,
that's right. No, do you guys feel that the server for the campaign is going to be different from the multiplayer server?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because if the servers for the multiplayer go down, I'm perfectly fine with just chilling and playing the campaign for however long, you know?
Me too.
That's a good question.
I think they're going to be different, but at the same time, it'll be affected. So, like, if your servers more than likely go down for one, it's going to go down for all. And that's why I'm worried about it, because that's what I'm saying. Like, they haven't seen what happens if the servers go down for the multiplayer. How much does that affect the people? Because you have to connect with people. You have to find more people on the fire team before you go.
I don't need to find people. My whole friends list is people.
Yeah, but
I had like 27 people playing that beta.
Either way, it counts because even if you go by yourself, they grab other people to go fire team as well.
Yeah.
And like it's still done. It grabs people fire team. So that's why I'm like, if the servers are down, how's that going to work? We don't know. So
well,
that's
it
why,
is Activision, and Activision has a pretty good record about doing this. I mean,
Yeah.
they pull off Call of Duty pretty much without a hitch almost every year.
I just think not just Call of Duty. I think it's pretty much they know who also for MMO styles like we do Blizzard. They know Blizzard. That's when I think if they can handle Blizzard, they'll know what they'll do with this. So.
Yeah, I always forget that Blizzard is Activision owned.
Yeah, they're the richest ones. Like,
does anyone have the count of how many actual human players are in the single player, like on any given stage? Like if you go to Earth, I know we've seen random people, but is it 6? I mean, is it 12? Because if it is 12, the single player server will probably have a little bit more pumping through it because they have to handle respawns and then they got to handle character levels, enemy levels, and all that stuff.
It's
versus the 6v6.
I think it's either 9 or 12. I think it's only 3 fire teams at the same time, or maybe it could be 4 fire teams.
Okay.
It's one of those. It's either 9 players or it's.
But they pull them off. I've noticed that. It's like I'll be playing and like a fire team will be nearby, and then all of a sudden they just disappear.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that could be like a load balancing issue or something like that too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really looking forward to seeing the raids though. That is what I'm really looking forward to. Is like those level 20 raids where, you know, you have a really hard mission. You got close friends trying to complete it, and you're gonna you have to work together.
The one that got me, Brian, it was when they're jumping on the ledges, like when the platform. That's what got me hooked. I'm like, yo, that's gonna be awesome. I can picture like me falling, you guys cracking up, and you're like, don't worry, we'll
See ya.
We're out.
Oh man, it's like
And they said they're gonna be hard too.
Yeah, man, it's cool though. This is strategy, like to plan it out beforehand for the raids. Be like, okay, we're gonna need some people to be snipers. We might need this and like everything, like even the power ups, like what you want for power up. Oh, you have this. You're with warlock. Use this power. We'll do this, and like everyone switches it up. That would be awesome. You know.
Everybody timing their specials.
Yeah, and don't use a special to a certain time, and we have to find which boss actually is affected by which special the most, and then.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm really looking forward to it.
So.
You know what is good too is that it gets good views on my channel. Like Destiny content has gotten good views on my channel.
Oh hell yeah,
so
man!
It's not like I'm worried that my channel's gonna just die once I start playing Destiny. So I am going to start playing Destiny a lot.
Yeah, I can't wait to do Destiny.
Do you guys pick games to play just to make video content, or do you just capture whatever you're playing at the time?
I capture whatever I'm playing, usually. I don't really care.
I do both.
Okay.
Yeah. If I'm playing a game that I know nobody's going to be interested in that's like 2 years old, I don't bother capturing it.
See, with me, I still do walkthroughs sometimes. So like walkthroughs, I just do the latest game that's out sometimes, and I do the full walkthrough. So when it's like that, you really don't have a choice what you play. Like, I mean, of course, I pick the walkthroughs I'm mostly interested in, but like sometimes a bad walkthrough of something is kind of fun too. So sometimes the game I have no interest in might be fun to like talk about the game while I'm playing, even though the game itself is not that much.
Yeah, what was that puzzle game you played? Like that first-person perspective puzzle game?
Oh, that Alien.
That was bizarre. It was a fun video to watch just because it was so bizarre.
The Escape, yeah. Like I'm bringing that back too. There's more like games that are indie games, and sometimes those are the most fun because people don't know, they've never seen it before. So like this is their first time seeing it, or they didn't want to spend money on it, and I'm the only idiot to spend money on it. So like. Then I show it to them. Like,
that's a way to say it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, but like Last of Us single player, like I don't really feel the need to do a Let's Play on that. I feel like it's been covered. It looks better, but it doesn't look that dramatically different than the PS3 version. And so I just decided I'm just going to play this at my own pace and not record it. When the Call of Duty DLC comes out, I'm damn right I'm making videos on that.
Yeah.
Last of Us, you should never do a Let's Play of that because everybody should play that fucking game.
That's true.
It shouldn't matter. Don't do a Let's Play on that.
You ruin it for yourself. If you watch it before you play, you ruin it.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
I think that like games like that, like I decided from now on, like I'm gonna do is like I'm gonna stream it on Twitch, play it, stream it on it, and then show like a highlights wheel of like funny moments that the way I react or something happened, and show that on YouTube. So then, like, to entice people to say, hey, if you want to see, you can see me live stream these games. Because some of these games are so popular, so many people are showing footage of it, that it's the same thing over and over again. But I'm making it a little bit different, showing the highlights. But at the same time, if you want to see the original content, just go to my Twitch channel, stuff like that. Because I think that's where I'm going to do from now on, because it's a lot easier that way. Mm-hmm. And the best of both worlds. They get to see the game, and they also get to see highlights of the game, so they don't have to see the whole game and the spoilers sometimes. But some walkthroughs I'll still do. But.
Yeah, Frankie on PC and 1080p does something similar to that, and I like those videos. You guys ever heard of that guy?
No. What's his?
Frankie on PC and 1080p.
That's his whole name.
Yeah, that's his whole name.
I thought you were just saying what he does. Like,
oh, yeah, that's his name. I've tried stuff like that. Like with Rogue Legacy, I just turned on the mic while I was playing and said, "Here's this game. I figured you guys might want to check it out." And then I started explaining what I was doing so people could see it, in action. It was Sniper Elite. I did something similar, except I was commenting over the gameplay that I had previously recorded because that game was a little harder, frankly. Yeah, I mean it's all different. What do you do, Beasley? Do you tend to play record what you're playing, or do you tend to play what you want to record?
It's usually both, kind of like you. I know that a lot of the guys out there watching YouTube videos have an affinity for certain types of games, and I got a lot of games, so usually I'll just go for what I think people want to see at the time, but sometimes, like The Last of Us lately, that's all I've been playing. I've been so like deep into it. I've tried to pull myself away, but I'm like, I'm not getting the same satisfaction. So I just go back and I just record. Like right now, I got tons of games recorded. I don't know what the hell to do with them because I got so many of them.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, I feel like this is something I'm doing that I'm really enjoying myself. So I have been streaming on Twitch, and I have been showing people the gameplay. A lot of people like it. And I guess when it dies down for me a little bit, because now I'm playing all these new stages and stuff, once it dies down for me a little bit, I'll probably go back to doing other videos. But for right now, it's like cocaine, baby. Cocaine in a can.
It also depends on what you want to talk about. If you got like a general topic, like a news, like if you want to just talk about like I don't know, friendships in high school. Like it doesn't really matter what gameplay you've got, you know. Like as long as it's somewhat entertaining, like you can talk about that for however long, you know. If you want to make tips and tricks videos, then you gotta get video of that specific thing, you know. So it all depends on what your channel's based around too.
One suggestion though I make people is that like understand that like try to let your viewers know more that you do a bunch of different things on the channel. Let them know, because sometimes you get people for one specific thing, they think that's all you do, and then all of a sudden they get upset because you're not doing it, and that's why you see numbers for your subs go up and down, because you might have people that came on for a certain type of video and like they don't stay with you because they notice that you just don't do that stuff. For example, like I have like a video that, what was that?
Don't talk about Woody's gamer tag. Okay, go ahead.
No, but I meant like, well, that's a good example. But like stuff like that, you did one thing a lot, and then because sometimes I give like tech help. Like for example, I showed when the PS4 blinking blue light. If you look up that right now, I think my video is still #1 on that. Like I'm like the first video. I have like 100,000 views for that one video, right? So like that, like for example, a lot of people just I guess click subscribe because they see that he helped with this, but they don't understand I also do other things. That's not the only thing I do. I think if you let people know that, then they get used to it, so they either accept it or they don't. But like, I think that's why it's important that it's fine for you to do whatever you want to do, but just let your viewers know so that they're not surprised one day and they get upset, and then you see the numbers jump up and down. You know,
playlists are helpful with that too. Yeah. If you add like all similar types of videos to a playlist that.
I think we might have lost Brian.
I'll finish what he said. So he said playlists help out. So if you do like videos...
Oh, he's back. He's back.
That was weird.
Holy shit.
I stalled long enough, Brian. Go ahead. Finish your sentence.
Yeah, so if you use playlists for that, it'll help. I don't know where I... No.
That's the next spot I stopped at, too.
But yeah, I have a similar experience, Not Too Dirty, is that I do a lot of product reviews and I do a lot of Call of Duty videos. So a lot of people subscribe because they saw me review a controller or something. And that's why I try and use playlists as my advantage. I don't know that it actually works or not, but it seems
it works
to.
Sometimes if Google allows it to jump to the next playlist like it's supposed to, but... Well.
Yeah.
Like, we assume it works. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, it's cool though. Like doing what you want. The #1 thing, YouTube, just make sure you're having fun with what you're doing. Otherwise, it's going to show in your video.
It definitely shows.
If you're not having fun, you get acted out. You got to be the best actor in the world, because you're eventually it's going to show that you're not having fun. Especially if you live stream. If you do a live stream where you're trying to pretend to have fun, they'll catch you eventually that you're not enjoying the game that you're actually playing. So.
Or if you're not even pretending to have fun, if you're just like on stream, man.
Here's where you shoot him at.
I don't know. I still think there's plenty of room to grow on YouTube. I think it's still if you get started today, you're still gonna. It's great.
Everybody's offering something different. You know, like no matter what you're doing, you're bringing different content. You're bringing a different personality. It's all good.
Yeah. And it's fun.
I mean, we could all make the same video and give our own perspective on it, and it'll appeal to different people. So that's the great thing, you know.
We've definitely made like within days of each other made a video about the same thing.
Yeah.
You know? Like it actually, I bet it happens frequently. Like when really big news happens, like PlayStation Now, we all made videos about that pretty much. Mm-hmm. But everybody did something different.
Yeah, as I was saying, the funny thing, everyone had a difference of opinion too. Like you know, it's like for the most part, we all had our own thing.
Yeah.
if I made one, it was just going to be all bad. And my mom told me not to say anything. If I don't have anything good to say, don't say anything at all. So I didn't.
Way to go, Mom.
All right, what else we got today?
Have you
Evolve
guys-
got delayed. You guys hear about that?
Yeah.
I was actually expecting that to be one of our summer kind of like late summer kind of, get us out of these dog days of summer. I was hoping for Evolve to be that game for us. Wasn't that supposed to come out in August?
No, October, which I'm
October.
okay with. I'm okay with it being delayed because there's so much shit to play.
In October, yeah. October is kind of over-encumbered, burdened, as they say, and
Not for long. It seems like everything's getting pushed out of there.
Hey, beer delivery.
Beer delivery. Beer delivery.
holy shit.
You still got 19 games, Briar. Like, it's like 19 games or something like that. Like, you got so many games that are coming out that a lot of games chicken out. The first one to chicken out was Batman. They're like, yeah, you know what? We want to make the most money we can. Let's get out this month.
Dragon Age.
Evolve did the same thing because these are games that are finished. They've been advertising this game. They've been showing these gameplay. They're tweaked enough, and even so, they still got time to finish tweaking it. Then they're bouncing out of there for a reason, and that's because it's October. They don't want to lose sales. Like, I agree with it. Like, get out of October. October's ridiculous. Or they could have moved it closer if it's that ready, but maybe they're not ready enough to move it closer. But
I think Dying Light got pushed because of that reason too.
no, Dying Light had problems. Like,
Yeah, that needs to be.
Angry Joe, right, showed this game. Like, well, he had a demo of it. Like, what was it 3 months ago, 2 months ago? He had a demo. They let him play the demo, and I was watching it. It was a glitchy mess.
Yeah. It was screen tearing all over the place too.
It was glitchy mess. So, like, I feel like they really need the time to fix it. Fix it up. So, I don't think they delayed theirs for that reason. But I think like majority of the other ones did not want to compete in October. You got like big games in October coming out, and like some of them are console exclusives. That, for example, you got Sunset Overdrive, right? It's coming out.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, you got
Bayonetta.
Yeah, like there are console exclusives for certain consoles that are supposed to be big, and I don't think they want to compete with these on top of it because even though they're multi-plats, sometimes there's other multi-plats coming out in that same month. Like it's a right choice. There's too many games. Like I know for one, I'm not gonna afford all those games. I'm not gonna pay for every single one. I'm gonna pick a couple games and that's it, and maybe play them later on. But like the problem with that is you plan to play it later on and then you just don't. Like
yeah, that's a thing.
So I don't know. I agree with them doing it, but
Battlefield 2.
The big games in October will be Smash Brothers on 3DS, Alien Isolation, Drive Club, Project
Alien
Spark.
Isolation, I won't touch with a 10-foot pole. That seems like my anti-game.
What?
Well, it all depends, though. It's like Insomnia. I mean, Amnesia. I keep calling Amnesia Insomnia.
Fuck that. I need no more amnesia than what that game gave me.
The Evil Within, Assassin's Creed Unity, Sunset Overdrive, Civilization Beyond Earth. Psych. But yeah, there's a lot of games coming out in October. I didn't even hit even close to all of them.
Wait.
And they probably want to get out of there. It's just so many things for people to choose from. How are you going to decide? It's like
Drive
3
Club.
or 4.
Drive Club we still get for free on Plus, right? Like
Yeah.
that demo version or whatever. I'm cool with that. I won't buy that game.
Cruise seems to be getting more interesting as I learn more about it.
Yeah.
What about, didn't they say, when's the next Assassin's Creed coming out? Because they announced the name of it, right? And like,
Yeah,
That's
they announced
cool.
the PS3 and the Xbox 360 one, yeah.
When's that coming out?
Rogue.
November 11th.
Yeah, Rogue.
They come out the same
that
day?
shit. No.
November 11th is when Rogue comes out.
Oh, okay, cool.
That's crazy.
Thank you.
Why do you think that's crazy,
Three
Brian?
times. I'm like, come on.
Am I the only person that heard that The Evil Within is really a bad game, but still looking forward to at least playing it?
A lot of people have been talking about the controls and the camera angle and all types of crazy shit, but I'm still stoked for it because it's the original dude that made Resident Evil.
Well, he's one of the originals. He's
Yeah.
not the
He's the dude.
It wasn't
I'm sure he's the dude that brought all the G shit to it.
The first gameplay of it, right, when I saw it, first gameplay PAX East was like, it was done, I liked it. It was mixed reviews. Some people liked it, some people didn't. I thought it was survival horror. The second one, I thought, was a little more, it had a little too much action in it, I thought. So, like, that's the thing. I don't know which one to see. It seemed like two different games. So, to me is like I don't know which route they're going. I'm hoping it stays in the original part they saw that's action horror, but like the problem with the action horror like back in the day was the controls were always a little weird. Like
that's what added the horror.
Yeah, that's what because like you can't move a certain speed. I think that's what people aren't used to. So I think that survival horror like that's part of it. That like literally like if you're injured, like you'll see the person moving slowly. You can't do things, and the camera angle moves according to like the action going on. So like I don't know, like that's the thing. Like it's iffy for me. I'm gonna get it anyway because I'm hoping. It's more about hope for me that it's gonna be a good game, but I don't know. You know, like it's up in there. Two different games I saw.
That's exactly how I feel. I really want it to be good because, you know, the survival horror genre has been lacking in a big way for the last couple of years, if you ask me. But one good mark in our future now is this Resident Evil remake. So at least we kind of know what to expect there. The remake of the GameCube Resident Evil.
That's
updated,
up, isn't it?
yeah, and Nintendo doesn't get it.
Making a remake.
Yeah, the remake and the remake. And that remake was probably one of the best video game remakes of all time, if you ask me, because they were able to change so much but still encapsulate what made Resident Evil, the original game, horrifying and scary. And they added these Crimson Head zombies. It's going to be real fun. At least there I know what to expect. Updated resolution and frame rates, and, you know, we got actual... it's not 4:9 the original screen mode, and now that's been enhanced to fit new big 60-inch TVs and stuff. So
4:3.
How did they get a remake?
4:3, yeah, 4:3.
How does they get a remake and Nintendo doesn't get it when it was on a GameCube?
They already came out with a Wii version that was already remastered. It was on Resident Evil Collections.
Yeah,
so
but like
technically they already have the HD remake or whatever the hell you want to call it.
It wasn't HD if it was on the Wii.
Yeah, it don't matter.
That's what I'm saying.
It looks damn near the same.
But that's what I'm saying. Like I don't, it's still like it just doesn't make sense because you would think that it'll just be easy to just. I don't understand like why some people it makes sense to go to one console. It was GameCube. I mean, obviously it wasn't GameCube first, or Nintendo first, but still like. To me, it just doesn't make sense the way they're doing some of this stuff. Like, I feel like Nintendo's been getting screwed over a lot lately with certain games, like for no reason, like no.
Oh, yeah, by the way, no Monster Hunter or no Watch Dogs still the date.
Where is that?
That shit ain't coming out.
Oh, speaking of which, though, I had something I wanted to ask you guys. Because we're talking about Nintendo right now, how they're getting screwed over and stuff, and partially that was because in the beginning the Wii U wasn't selling too well, right? How do you feel about the developers? Which developer said that about the Xbox One? That the reason they're losing like their exclusive, because the Xbox One now has Rise once again. It's gonna be on PC, just like Dead Rising 3 stuff like that. Like, how do you feel about that? That some of their exclusives are not exclusives anymore. They're
console exclusives, though, right?
Yeah.
But that's the thing, though. Like they're saying, if you go look at online right now, right? Even after announcement, if you go on the website, like it still says that Rise only on Xbox One. It says.
Oh, really?
It still says it on their website. So like, it's I don't know. Like I don't know why they're letting this get out of their hands. I just don't understand how they can let that happen. Someone for Crytek said because of the sales numbers for Rise was not enough, and that's why they were moving there. And that's the same treatment Nintendo got. If you remember with the Wii U, they said the same exact thing, that the Wii U wasn't showing enough sales, so then you saw these third parties like going.
Rayman Legends.
Yeah, like they flocked exactly.
Legends.
That's exactly what Ubisoft said. Remember that's who it was. Good job, man. But like it was the same thing. To me, it's just weird. Like I feel like it's like they're treating it the same way. At least Crytek did, and like you saw Capcom do the same thing, which I've never seen that before. That it seems like they lost like the first party exclusive rather than a time exclusive. I don't think they're ever supposed to be timed. I really think that they're losing them.
I don't know. It's a funny relationship that Microsoft has with the PC because they're both Microsoft platforms. So I always feel like they're not losing anything when they sell the copy on the PC too. Well, they're losing the licensing, right? Because you don't have to license through Microsoft to make a PC game.
Yeah, that's the thing. They're losing the license completely, and to me it's just like I just don't understand, especially like something like Rise. Even though I was not a fan of Rise, like when I was playing it, I didn't like it's too repetitive. It looked great though, but it's just too repetitive for me. But still, like that's still something that now they're hyping up because you could go. It's 4K now. You can upscale to 4K. It's made for 4K and everything for PC. So that now I think people are going to buy that just for benchmarks. They're not going to really care about the game. They're just going to say, oh, look at how this is running now because that's going to be the new Crytek game to benchmark. But besides that, like it's just weird that they're losing like exclusives. And what messages that tell people though, like about the console itself. Like, and that's what I'm worried about because they're it's the Xbox One's not bad. Like I'm sure once Sunset Overdrive comes out, but the people are questioning like, is Sunset Overdrive going to remain that, or is it going to go to PC as well? Is that going to go somewhere else?
Well, I was reading an article today in Crytek. I forget who the guy was, but he's a very important person at Crytek. He said that they're unimpressed with Xbox One sales, and that they want Xbox One to have a bigger install base before they make any more games for the Xbox One, and that Rise Part 2 could be on PS4.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's another license they could potentially lose. I don't see that being feasible though. I think the Xbox One sold really well, and I think they're more than likely just talking to remove all the onlookers looking at them losing their money and everybody quitting over there at Crytek. But yeah, he said that they still own the property, that they haven't given it to anyone, and that if they want to make a Rise 2, despite all the negative reviews that it got, it could be coming to the PS4. That they're just unimpressed with Xbox One's install base.
I just think it shows how hard it is these days to get an exclusive, like a third-party exclusive. This is the reason why you need first-party studios, because that's the thing.
Microsoft doesn't have any anymore.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like Microsoft lives by third-party exclusives. I think now you're seeing that in this day and age, people do not want to be focused because you get more money as a multi-plat than you will as the single one. Like that's just the way it is, and I just feel like this is just another example. Sunset Overdrive is another game that I was wondering, like, I don't think it will, but what if it does? Like, to me, like, that's kind of scary, knowing that one of their games might do that. So, like, you're buying it for Xbox One, but what if you did have a PC? Which one would you buy it for? That's the question that I'm asking. Like, which would you wait for PC, or would you, like, what's forcing you to buy for Xbox One right now?
Well, if you have both, I would rather have it on the PC.
Yeah.
You can use your Xbox One controller anyway.
Yeah.
If you're going to get better graphics out of paying for the same game.
I buy it on Xbox One because that's the reason why I have my Xbox One. Like I bought one for that game.
That is the game.
No, but you know what I mean though. Like 9 to 5, like that's the question. Like it sucks because I just feel like they have to fight hard. If they're gonna pay money, even for a time exclusive, pay the rest of the money for the full.
Full exclusive.
If you're gonna already pay for up money, just keep the game because that makes people say, well, I can only get this here, regardless. Rise, because like I said, Rise isn't like a huge loss for them, even if it goes to. It wasn't the game that it was the best looking game, but it still was not like the best game.
Yeah, it's not Forza or anything.
Yeah, but it'll start hurting if it's like something like you see like Sunset Overdrive and you hear that it's going for PC, then that's gonna hurt them in sales big time because that's a game that people are really looking forward to play on the Xbox One. I just feel if they're gonna throw out money, you might as well throw out the whole stacks. You're gonna pay people, pay the whole stack.
Fact stacks.
Just make it rain, dude.
Microsoft used to have a really good development system over there. They used to have really cool first-party games. They don't have anything anymore, do they?
Yeah, they used to have Blinks, that game where you were the cat with the goggles.
Well, they had more than that, though. They were the first-party developing. What was that? Mech game. It was the first Xbox Live game on the original Xbox. Mech Warrior? No, I don't know. Something like that. What was that flying game? You played in you had like biplanes and shit.
Crimson Skies.
Yeah, Crimson Skies. That was a first-party game. Bungie was first-party for a while. Gears of War, kind of first-party.
Yeah, because they're on PC too, right?
Yeah, I mean they used to have a lot of developers there, and now they don't seem to have anybody. Who's the GoldenEye guys?
Rare. They only make like Kinect crap. Supposedly.
Well, I don't think so anymore though. I mean, I can see Microsoft forcing them to do all Kinect stuff now, with the Kinect being something they're trying to phase out of the Xbox One.
My guess is there's nobody at Rare anymore that worked on the games that we loved.
Yeah, they stepped off there.
That's the same studio name only.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of scary. I think Microsoft made a lot of bad decisions at the end of the Xbox 360 era and at the beginning of the Xbox One, and I think that they're reaping the rewards of that now. Hopefully they'll turn it around.
We have a question from Dang Yang. That's a cool name. The person asked that, what's our predictions for Gamescom? What announcements are going to happen?
Well, they're going to show Until Dawn for sure for PS4.
Yeah,
that's been teased.
They've been showing that little clip of the axe hitting the block and all the snowflakes with blood and shit.
I'd like to see some more H1Z1.
Oh, yeah, that'd be fucking great.
Yep.
That's a day one purchase right there. My prediction is The Last Guardian.
No.
Oh, wow.
You said no right off the bat. How come?
I think if they're going to do it, they have to save it for the Tokyo Game Show.
Yeah.
They have to save it for they have to save. That's like that's their thing. But I mean, Beasley, if you're right with that, Beasley, you're right with that. Oh man, that would make. I don't want. No, I'm not gonna believe you. I'm just gonna say no anyway.
When's TGS? Is that in October?
For a Tokyo Game Show?
Yeah.
It's in September.
September? Okay.
Media Molecule is showing their new game, and so is Guerrilla supposedly.
Oh yeah, Sony's going to be having a good time, man.
And they're claiming that one is a new IP and one's a old IP, so they're coming back with something older, which would be dope.
What are your predictions on that 9 to 5? What old IP?
I think Guerrilla's making Siphon Filter.
Oh,
that would be sick if they're doing that. But that's what I think they're gonna do.
Oh,
yo,
man.
9 to 5. You know how much I'm gonna dislike you if you're wrong right now?
right.
That's up there with Shinmu and shit.
Yeah, I don't think there's ever been so many Siphon Filter fans in the same place at the same time. Everybody's just like, ooh.
I think Guerrilla would do an amazing job at Siphon Filter. They need to stop with Killzone. They really do.
You just start a horrible rumor. You just start a horrible rumor if this isn't true, bro. I'm just saying right now, this is like Half-Life 3 all over for me again. Like it's always coming out.
True, it would be amazing.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
It would be nice if they show some of the new Tekken too. I'd like to see some of that. Tekken 7.
Oh, I bet you'll see some of that.
I'm a big Tekken fan, and to see it actually a current gen version of Tekken.
They showed a preview of Evo. They showed like a little clip, a trailer for Evo.
Yeah, but they have those in all the Tekken games. Yeah. That didn't look any different than what we see like in Tekken Tag 2. I want to see actual gameplay that you can tell is a step above what we've been used to. I want to see that. I'm in. The hell with The Last of Us when I see some Tekken, baby.
How about Fallout 4? You think we'll see anything about Fallout 4?
Oh, don't get me mad.
I think right now they're gonna wait till E3 to say anything about it.
I don't
far away.
I feel like they're far off from that game, dude.
Yeah,
I just want to know what's being developed. I just want confirmation.
Just give me a poster.
Those games are so big.
$8 for that
poster. It takes a long time to make them. And not only that, they're making it on the new consoles. That's a game I don't want to get excited about because every day that you think about that game and you know that it hasn't been announced, it's like a stab in the heart. Fallout.
Not to mention, I'd rather have them not announce it because they'll be like, "Oh, announce now, 2018." Like, what the fuck?
Fuck this shit.
You know what they're gonna do? I'm calling it right now, bro. This is what's gonna happen, right?
Yeah.
E3. They're gonna come out there. It's gonna say Fallout. Everyone's like, "Yeah." 3 remastered.
Oh, I would buy the shit out of that. I would buy the snot out of that game.
That would be a game worth remastering if you played on the PS3 because it ran like shit on PS3.
Did it? I played it on the Xbox 360. I didn't feel like it was that bad.
I played it on the PS3. I didn't have any issues with it.
People think all of it on the PS3 too.
I think all Bethesda games ran bad on PS3. To be honest with you, Skyrim ran like shit.
Did it?
That game was broken.
So many glitches, dude. Like, I had to restart so many. It just crashed on me so many times on PS3.
Really?
And they didn't take the time because there's so much in that game. They didn't take the time to for the cell processor. Yeah. It's hard to code for that. They did not take the proper time to fix it, and that's what it was. It was just too hard to code for them. They didn't take the time because there's so much in that game. So, but oh man. What about Microsoft? You think that I think that they're finally going to show Quantum Break because they disappeared with that. I think they're waiting just for.
before E3, if you remember, they showed that teaser and they said we'll see you at Gamescom or whatever. So they're for sure showing that shit.
Do you think that the show is gonna be there still, like proper? Because like I know that they said it didn't affect them with all the studios being gone, but like, do you think that they're still gonna incorporate the show like they promised in the series?
I don't know.
You know how it goes from show to the game and like it relates. Yeah. I hope that they didn't drop that or abandon the idea because of like the whole thing,
Well, that would be kind of false advertising because they sold us the idea of the game based on the fact that you have a show that goes in tandem with it. So that's what kind of drew people to the whole idea of what this game could be. You play the game, you watch an episode, and who knows whether or not what you do in the game actually affects the show or not, how they're going to do it. But I read an article Friday on I think it was GameSpot.com, and they said that Quantum Break, they saw the game, it's going to blow everybody away. So
the thing is this, like, I've never seen a game that's been like showed a couple times, and I still have no idea what the hell the game is. I'm still trying to figure out what's real, what's CGI, like what are they portraying, like what's going on. Like, I don't know.
First person, third person, anything, because they haven't really shown us anything. They're building up a dream and hope. It's like Obama, yes we can. We can make a game that's amazing. Yes we can. Everybody's all of a sudden saying yes we can, and they don't know what the hell they're about to get into. So we don't know yet, but the people who have seen the game said it's phenomenal. So I'm intrigued at least to see what it's all about.
The only other games that really did that to me, where I was kind of questioning, like, what the hell is this game about, is Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls. Both those games did that. I was like, what the hell's going on in these trailers?
And they're both made by the same people, too.
Yep.
They're all made by the same people, I mean, so.
Yeah.
Journey had me fucked up. Flower had me fucked up before I knew what the hell they were.
Okay, that's a little heavy.
I still don't know what the fuck Flower is. And I played
Flower had me fucked up because I was high the whole time I played it.
This is some serious weed, baby.
Way too seriously.
Don't worry, folks. He lives in Denver. No, I'm just kidding.
He fucks you up. That's a little too intense.
So we got the Advanced Warfare multiplayer news coming out tomorrow. Finally see what the multiplayer is going to look like for Future Warfare, Advanced Warfare. They really messed up with the name of this thing. It just reminds me of that Game Boy Advance game.
Love a bit.
Yeah.
Advance Wars?
Yeah.
I'm going to be a beast at this game because Battlefield's not coming out. So I'm going to have to invest a lot of time into Call of Duty this time.
Nice. I'm happy to hear
Wait,
that.
I thought Battlefield is coming out.
No, it's going to be Watch Dogs. It's not. No, it's coming out. It's just delayed until, I don't know. They don't even know.
Watch Dogs is coming out December 31st.
For what?
For the Wii U. It's in our notes.
That's a save your date
money
kind
on
of
it?
thing.
You want to put some money on it?
That's just a date that they put on because they don't know. So they think it'll come out this year, and then
I bet you a PS Vita game that it ain't coming out.
Yeah, I have a feeling Watch Dogs is more likely to come out for the 3DS than it is for the Wii U.
We love you, Nintendo fans. What are you guys' predictions on Advanced Warfare's multiplayer? What do you guys think we're going to see? You think they're going to give us like 10 or 15 minutes of multiplayer? Or?
They give us a trailer that has like a bunch of highlights and people talking about how awesome it is and what the future is like, and why this is going to be great for COD esports, and how the pro players love it, and the YouTubers love it, and the players will love it, and how all these new innovations in this brand new engine is going to blow our goddamn minds right out of our skulls, and a bunch of gameplay that everybody will slow down and cut up and parse and look at for the next 3 months till the game comes out. That's what's going to happen.
Wait,
Sledgehammer, he just gave you the whole show, so what the bullshit you guys got planned for tomorrow? Listen to the rap.
So what you're saying is,
Xbox.
So you're saying that you're not going to cut up the video?
No, I didn't say that shit.
Hey, if you do, you ain't going to be able to post it anyway.
He's like, nah, I didn't say that.
He's going to be like, nah, I got this video made, and I can't even post it.
I think that this multiplayer show we get tomorrow is going to make or break the initial thought of what people are going to do with this game. If it's going to be huge, bigger than Destiny type of deal. If they show multiplayer that doesn't just kind of fly in the face of what Call of Duty has been, like this air jump that Natsuno's been talking about, where you glide in the air.
Yeah.
If they show something like that and it's true, people are going to get pissed off. If it appears to be too much like Titanfall, people are going to get pissed off. If it seems too much like Battlefield, people are going to get pissed off. If they can somehow show us just enough multiplayer that it feels like Call of Duty, with just enough new to bring us back on board, it'll be the biggest thing.
I don't know if they can win. I don't know if there's anything that they can do that's going to please people. If they change it too much, it's not Call of Duty anymore. If they don't change it enough, it's just the same game over and over again.
Yeah.
I mean,
with Destiny coming out, it's kind of fucking them too.
Yeah, it's a mature series that I think I wouldn't want to be in their position. It's like having to write Harry Potter 8. It's like that's what you do. Like it's been done. Like,
see, Brian, first of all, don't make fun of the Harry Potter series. Okay. Second of all, dude, by the way, side note, there was this bartender, right? It looked exactly like Harry Potter. And I was cracking up like, dude, that's Harry Potter. Can you just summon me up a drink or something? That's Harry Potter. I was going crazy. But
why don't you take a picture of these people? I do that when I people
You're
watch.
using Twitter wrong.
Dude, Harry Potter was serving up drinks using his spells. It was awesome, dude. But yeah, like the jump, man. Oh my god, what pretty much what got me even more worried is that the preview where they did for a second show like a 2-second preview in the trailer for the multiplayer that tells you when they're gonna show multiplayer. Like they show that the guy kills someone that's flown up in the air, and like that's the exact same thing that I was saying. Like I'm so worried about that because I saw the single player. Like where they jump up and you float, and I'm worried that if that's what it's like for multiplayer, it's like a disadvantage to jump up in the air, and I think that's like what separates you from like the other games. Destiny somewhat, but Destiny sometimes you can jump to certain side to side quicker. It's quicker than this, and like you seem like you're floating there. It seems like it's a disadvantage to get up the higher ground as opposed to like Titanfall or something where it's an advantage to jump up and move around side to side. So I don't know how they're going to do this. Like, can you scale up the walls like they originally said? Like, that's my question. That might be able to fix a problem. But I don't know. Like, they showed right away that a guy got killed because he jumped up in the air, and the guy just went through and killed him. Like, it looked like he easily
jump like that in the middle of nowhere is if I'm already being shot, just to make myself a harder temporary target. So hopefully me jumping disrupts him shooting me because I'm the ground in the wide open. So I'll jump to try and become a harder target, like for a split second. Hopefully, I can get the kill while he's trying to move his gun up.
Well,
but in Advanced Warfare, I figure it's going to be more useful for jumping into second-story windows and stuff like that.
But I think that with the Call of Duty franchise, one thing that's made it so successful over the years is the fact that they kind of held on to reality a little bit. But Black Ops 2, they went to the future, a few years. I think it was 20. It was in the fucking future.
2025. Yeah.
2025, and it was theoretical weapons, but you as a character pretty much were still a normal person. You just had kind of futuristic weapons and gadgets.
You ran like a cheetah.
Yeah. In this one, there's so much more. It's gonna kind of give it a sci-fi kind of feel with the mech suits and the jumping and all this stuff. And so, real hardcore Call of Duty guys who like the realism of what Call of Duty has always been about. Even going back to the early World Wars, now you're going to be in this future. Totally sci-fi type of setting. I'm wondering if that'll be a clash with hardcore Call of Duty fans. What do you guys think?
I think it's definitely be a clash.
But you're still super excited about it, though, right?
I'm scared of this game more than I've ever been scared of a Call of Duty game.
What the hell?
Because it's so up in the air. That's why. Like you don't know what to expect. Probably. That's
no idea. I don't even know if I'll be playing it. I mean, is it even going to be a Call of Duty game? Like, yeah, sure. The name on the box is going to say Call of Duty, but is it going to be a Call of Duty game? Is it going to have? Are the same skills that I've been learning for the last 6-7 years going to transfer over to this game, or am I going to feel like I'm playing Titanfall without mechs, or Destiny without space? Or armor,
That's a way to put it.
Destiny without space.
From what I've seen, it doesn't remind me of Call of Duty. Like, it doesn't feel like a Call of Duty when I watch the trailer. I am excited right now to see what they're going to reveal in the multiplayer, and I will definitely be buying the game because I really enjoy Call of Duty. I really enjoy Call of Duty Ghosts. I've enjoyed every Call of Duty. Going back to Call of Duty. But this game looks very different. Now, they changed it up a lot for Call of Duty 4, and a lot of people were really scared of that. And maybe, they're going to revolutionize something like they did back then, but we'll have to see.
See, The thing that worries me is like there's so many futuristic things in this game that like they're giving you to make it look like futuristic, and I feel like that thing is to be exploited. Some of the stuff that they're doing, like it's gonna be easier for these people. They like remember one video I did on hackers and stuff, like for people to exploit certain things, like they're giving them ammo. Like I'm talking about if they include, which everyone's saying they're going to, which is going to be the where you won't be seen, you'll be invisible. If they do that, that's going to be a mess. Like that's going to be a mess online. There's going to be so many things that people can use to their advantage, which I'm worried about because then that's going to kill the game right there on the spot. If there's so many people there doing these different things that right away people are going to get a bad taste in their mouth about this new. They're going to right away say this is bad, but it's not as bad as Ghost. Like Briar said, they're going to go back and say, yeah, maybe Ghost isn't that bad. We'll go back and play that one.
All these guys who are playing Black Ops 2 right now will be playing Ghost. Guarantee it. I guarantee it.
Speaking of Black Ops 2, did you hear they're putting maps on the Wii U version?
Oh, that's
crazy. Two years after its release, you're going to put maps on it now.
Yeah.
But it's old maps, too. I mean, come on. That's like taking a huge dump right on top of the Wii U consumer. Give them something new, man.
Yeah, that's like going somewhere and you tip someone like a penny. Like that's like worse than not tipping them. They're just like, you know what? Here you go.
Thanks for the fucking effort. I mean, they're giving them Newtown, right? Aren't they giving them Newtown 2025?
Yeah, those maps free. They better be fucking free.
Yeah, I hope so.
2 years.
No, it's definitely $6.99 or $7.
Stuff like that, I just feel like
Snoop Dogg comes free.
A smack in the face to Nintendo and its consumers because I don't think the people. Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, the commentary. I was being sarcastic.
Oh, sorry.
You know, the hizzle to the whizzle. Yeah.
I bought that.
Yeah. I heard it and I'm like, hell no! I get frustrated as hell listening to Snoop Dogg talk to me all fucking day. I can't listen to him rap, but to hear him talk to my TV, I throw my damn controller right through that big screen. But yeah, I just feel like these people are getting a raw deal, like the Wii U consumers. They haven't done anything wrong to anybody. Why wouldn't they just make them their own stuff, or just give them one map that's different than the others that have been out for years? Give them one of these new maps. But 2 years, everybody who owns a Wii U has seen Nuketown 2025. I mean, I can imagine there's probably a little boy or a little girl at home who doesn't have any money who's excited about this, but for the people who actually have a credit card or who have the ability to buy a game, to get a map that's 2 years old.
It's like somebody walked into the server room and said, hey, how come nobody ever flipped this switch?
Yeah.
This was done like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
That might happen, Brian. I swear, that might be what fucking happened.
But you can't blame the developers or publishers because literally once Mario Kart came out,
I could definitely blame them. I might not be right, but I could blame them.
No, like it's not their fault because literally, Brian, like they didn't know Nintendo had internet till after Mario Kart came out. They're like, holy shit!
Is it online services Wii U? Holy crap!
Multiplayer, dude, add the maps now. Like, what are you doing?
Hell yeah, that's what happened.
That's what happened. They didn't know until Mario Kart came out that you could do multiplayer and you could
actually got their first Call of Duty Black Ops 2 multiplayer player on there. They're like, oh, let's give them a map.
I mean, you still can't talk to each other, but you can play with each other.
You see, they're bringing those Mercedes DLC to Mario Kart too.
What is that?
That's just crazy. Like I get the reason behind it, but it's kind of asinine. I'd rather give me some Mario shit. I don't want Mercedes in there.
You know how much money they're probably making from that, from Mercedes?
Oh, hell yeah.
That's why they're in the commercial. Mercedes used Mario in that commercial. You saw that? Like,
yeah, with the big swole dude.
Yeah, they jacked up Mario. That's crazy.
They have protected that brand very carefully over the years, the Mario brand. And this shows to me that Nintendo's in trouble.
Really?
Yeah.
I think they have too much money to be in trouble. Because
they do have too much money to be in trouble.
Because the way you look at it, like it's either one or the other. Either your console sells great or your handheld sells great. Their handheld is selling ridiculous price, and their handheld is not that cheap. So like their handheld is a pretty decent amount of money that they're making. That's why I think that they're making so much money on that handheld that they have more than enough time. They have way more time than Sony does. Sony wishes that they're in Nintendo's money right now because I don't even think Sony's even close to Nintendo money right now. And
that's why I just got done telling my buddy that the other day. He's like, "Did you see how much the 3DS sold in Japan?" And I'm like, "Doesn't everybody in Japan already own one of those motherfuckers? Like, can they just keep selling them?"
They came out with a Monster Hunter one.
Yeah, I know.
And the thing is, right now, Japan actually recently, because Japan buys stocks in their own country, they buy stocks in their places. They did not buy stock for Sony. This is the first time they did not buy stock for Sony. They went with Panasonic because they said Panasonic's turning the corner, but Sony did not get. They didn't purchase any stock of Sony, which is kind of scary. But Nintendo did buy stock in Nintendo.
Yeah.
So to me, that's very scary that Sony, for the first time in a long time, they did not do it because they feel that Sony's like such in a decline that they didn't purchase any stock in them, which is kind of scary that their own country didn't purchase stock.
That's because Miyamoto sent all.
Aren't we going to see a big run on the Walkman?
Yeah, I saw that the new MP3 player or whatever.
Dude, their phones are getting better. Their phone and their tablet, like the one tablet, the Xperia tablet is doing well too. Like they're getting better for the mobile devices. So.
Their TVs are getting better too.
Yeah, that's another.
They dropped the ball on the 1080p TV. Like that whole generation, they just dropped the ball. But 4K, I think that they're looking for comeback.
Mm-hmm.
They need to figure out a price on that damn thing though, because that shit is up there.
It is. And then the content delivery too.
Yeah.
To give you guys a feel of reference on what Sony and Nintendo is worth, in July, Sony was worth 17.7 billion. Sony, and Nintendo's worth 18.4 billion. Nintendo is worth 700 billion more than Sony.
Wow.
That is some sad shit.
Holy cow.
And that's all Nintendo's ever done is games, and Sony's had their hand in every cookie jar in the world.
Yeah.
So they're not hurting really bad. They got enough money to have a few mistakes because their successes are so much bigger than their mistakes. I think that they're probably learning from it. It's probably like they're in shock right now, like a person who get hit by a car. They're just in shock, and they can't see what's happening right now. To them, everything's cool, but to everybody else, they're like, what the hell are you doing, Nintendo? Because they're so used to their success that when they fail this badly or if they do something that is this much of a miss, they have the inability to see what's really going on. But I think after they've realized that they've lost so much money in these probably, last 2 years compared to how much they normally would make, they're going to make some big changes hardware-wise. Hopefully they get back together with third parties and work with other publishers and give Nintendo fans what they deserve, some really good games.
So you think Smash Brothers is going to outsell Mario Kart?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I say yes, but I don't know. I'm excited for Smash Brothers, but I'm just saying, like, a lot of people bought Mario Kart too. Like, they brought Mario Kart as well. So I mean, I don't know. Like, I still say Smash Brothers because that's like the most hyped up one. I guess that's more hyped up than Mario Kart. Even though Mario Kart should have been more hyped up, it seemed like they promoted Smash Bros. Way more than Mario Kart.
And they did it smart with the whole fight tournament and all that stuff. They did it really. They did it to the T of how they should advertise every game that they come out with.
And they let in Evo, they let them do another Smash tournament again. That's another thing. So when people are looking at the Evo Championship, they saw another Smash Brothers tournament. So that's another thing that's got hyped up. They should have been doing that from day one. Last year's the first time they let them get it again, but now they let them do it again. That's the way you do it. And they're starting to realize, hey, guess what? People see gameplay, they get excited for it. I can't wait for the new one. Like, common sense.
They did a big showing at Comic-Con too. Like they brought all kinds of shit, Bayonetta, all that crazy shit with them. So that's good too.
Just for a reference point, Nintendo lost $93 million during the last quarter. That was with the release of Mario Kart 8 in that quarter.
Which is it's still up though from the last quarter because they didn't lose as much, but they still lost, which sucks. But what I was saying, if Nintendo does it to themselves though. To be honest with you, the reason why I say it because they always choose to do things their own way. For example, the industry went to CDs. Nintendo decided to go cartridge still. And then finally they move out the GameCube. Everyone went with normal CDs. They decided to do their own disk space where you spread and you could put less memory on that. Like, to be honest with you, the GameCube was a very powerful console. Like, the GameCube is pretty damn powerful with the design of it. But
same as the Wii U.
The disc.
That controller was a piece of shit too.
Huh?
That controller.
The controller it was weird, but to be honest with you,
It worked.
believe it or not, a lot of people like that controller. I know
The
a
D-pad
lot of
sucked.
people.
I don't like the
like
analog
controller.
sticks at all.
The D-pad is the worst. It's this fucking small.
Yeah.
It's like the D-pad on the Game Boy Advance Micro or something.
Yeah, but like
Yeah.
that's the thing though. Like they decide to do it, then the next thing you know, they go their own motion thing. Then they do that. They keep doing their own thing away from the industry, and they don't realize that turns away multiplats because it's hard for someone to develop the same game for a completely different console from everyone else. You know,
My thing is with the whole multi-plat thing. If they got all that fucking money, why don't they just be like, "Hey EA, here's a cut of money. Here's a cut of money, Ubisoft. Here's a cut." Like they could pay off all these companies and bring the third party if they really wanted it. They have the money to do so. They're not gonna bitch if you write them a check.
I mean, there's plenty of signs they're turning the corner though. Like you see DLC, you're seeing things that they're turning the corner. Like they're also letting other people use their brands, like the Zelda game, like the Zelda that's not Zelda.
Hyrule Warriors.
Hyrule Warriors. Like that's a perfect example. Like they're starting to understand that.
Yeah, that worked out so well with the Philips CDI.
Dude, you know how much I wish I had that game in my collection. Just to let you know, the one with the Link. Oh my god, that game was worth like $900, maybe $1,000 now, just for the game, dude. I want that game so bad, dude. I'm gonna find it.
You know, it was garbage.
I played it before. If I find that at a garage sale, dude, that's gonna be an epic pickup. I'm saying that right now.
That would be.
That's gonna be the best pickup. One of the best pickups, dude.
I remember playing it at Tweeter. It was like an electronics store.
Oh man, but no, that Mario game's not that bad.
Oh really?
Yeah, Mario, that you go through like different doors and you come out, like it's not that bad. I mean, it's a decent Mario, like. But yeah.
You guys ready for a dumb question?
Yeah, sure. Can't wait.
All right, I got one that'll fit the bill.
As long as it's not the craziest ass one you did last time. I was like, wait, what?
That was just sick and twisted, yeah.
All right, so nostalgia plays a huge role when you remember looking at games. Looking at the games you played in your childhood, nostalgia plays a huge role. There's stuff that you kind of forget about. You know, like I was actually watching. Do you guys remember Strider on the NES?
Yeah.
I was watching Giant Bomb play that, and that game's garbage. It's really a bad game. But I remember it being one of my favorite games of all time. So, remembering the games you played when you were really small, like whether it be on the NES or for the younger guys, maybe the GameCube or whatever. What are the gameplay mechanics that you wished you could pull out of those games and put in games today? And what gameplay mechanics are you happy to leave behind? So for me, I'll go first just to kind of set the tone. I was thinking of Strider. Strider for the NES. A lot of people remember Strider for the Genesis. You guys remember that game, Strider for the Sega Genesis? Looked beautiful. Strider for the NES was a hot mess. It was more of a Metroidvania kind of game. The jumping sucked. It had a double jump mechanic or a wall jump mechanic that was erratic at best. It was really hard to get it to work. There was no logic to it. So I would like to leave all that glitchiness, the bad jumping behind, the flicker behind, where you couldn't even see your character sometimes because it would just flicker in and out. But what I would like to take back out of that are like the original ideas. You know, like those. I would like to just get some games that I've never heard of before, like some brand new ideas. Like it just felt like back then, every game had brand new stuff. You know, you're getting stuff that was so different, like Dream Boy or Kirby came out of that era, Mario came out of that era. It felt like there were just fresh ideas constantly. Now it feels like we just get rehashes of the same old stuff a lot.
Well, great point. Good game. For me, I kind of got two, but I want to stick with the 8-bit.
Yeah? Okay.
Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest, one of the hardest games I ever played in my life, and Unreal Gamer knows about this game. It had a very good RPG style to it, but it did not have RPG elements as far as leveling up your character. You did find things, but it wasn't from the really enemy drops. You'd have to really beat bosses or unlock certain areas to find things. And one of the things about that game that made it so hard was if you got hit in midair, you'd fall back.
Yeah.
And it would bounce you back. And many times I've died in that game where I'd get really far and I'd get hit by an enemy in the air and I'd die. You'd fall off, you'd fly off, and you'd die. I think if they took that mechanic out where you get hit and you bounce back and kind of let you fall down maybe where you got hit and then absorb that damage, that game would have been better. And also, I wish they had kind of given it more of like a Symphony of the Night RPG elements where your character leveled up and you got new abilities throughout the game. I would love to see a remake of that game. Put it that way.
So
That's
what would you pull out of it? What would you pull out of that game that you'd like to see in a modern game, and what would you want to leave behind? You'd want to leave behind the knockback mechanic?
I would definitely leave back the knockback mechanic, and
you'd bring with you the RPG?
I'd bring the difficulty. That game was very difficult, and back then we didn't have the internet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, guys, the internet is something fairly new, believe it or not. Back then we had, you know, either Electronic Gaming Monthly magazines, which I couldn't afford as a kid.
1-800-Nintendo for tips and tricks.
Or you'd have a friend in school who was like Harry Potter, again, who somehow knew this shit.
Was he a bartender? I might saw.
We'd go to school and we'd be playing Castlevania, and we had no idea how to get past a certain part. And there was always somebody who say, "Oh, well, all you gotta do is, you know, go to the edge of the cliff, pull out the blue diamond, and kneel." We say, "What the hell are you talking about?
You dumbass, you didn't know that."
Work. No, I didn't know that crap. I was a kid, but I liked the difficulty of that game. I think it was a very good and exciting, nostalgic, moment in my life. I still go back to it from time to time just to listen to the soundtrack. But that's what I'd take out, and that's what I'd bring forward.
Check out Rogue Legacy, man. I think you'd like it a lot.
Cool.
I'm actually buying that after the show.
All right. How about you, Not Too Dirty? What gameplay mechanics would you like to take with you, and what era would you go to?
First of all, I'm gonna go with since we already talked about Resident Evil, let's talk about the original Resident Evil one more time. Okay. Let's first take out of that game, like, I don't know, like the horror. I want the way they made it, the horror, the suspense, the way the story is. I want that back. I want to put into that game though. Like if I could put into that game the controls.
We was gonna say real controls.
Like, I mean, as much as like I thought it added to the horror, it was buggy. There's so many times you're running and you run into wall, you're spinning around and you run again. If they had better controls into that game, I think that game would have been so perfect. And I pretty much want that game today. Like I want one that's just like that, the horror that you don't know what's coming next, like where the door opens slowly, all this stuff that's in the game for horror, like survival horror. But yet the controls are good, and you know that it's like an action. It's a way you control action games, but yet it's not action based. I want the survival horror to be there.
Like you still got limited ammo, but you can actually effectively move around and shoot.
Exactly. Yeah. That they're not letting you move in a glitchy mess to make it even scarier. I want it to be scary, but you can still move.
Would you like it to be kind of like God of War controls a little bit, except instead of swinging swords, you pull out a gun?
I don't want to take. That could be someone else's answer. I don't know, because the God of War had a problem with the camera angle. Like the camera jumped around like crazy. God of War. So I don't want to take someone else's answer, but it could be someone's answer. So I mean, I wouldn't say God of War because like I said, that camera angle that'll add a whole new problem. I love God of War, but the angles the camera just shifts in different directions. That to me, it was a hot mess, dude.
I'm also still pissed about that level where you had to climb up it and there was those spinning spike things. That was a pain in the ass.
Oh, I remember that.
What do you think, Robbie? What game kind of era would you pick, and what would you pull out of there, and what would you want to leave behind?
I'd probably say 3D platformers, because I grew up a lot on PS1 and PS2, and some of the games I loved the most.
Like Crash Bandicoot?
Yeah, Crash Bandicoot. I love Crash so much, and Spyro the Dragon, and Ratchet and Clank, and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I just love to see a comeback for the 3D platformer. I love those games so much growing up.
Yeah.
That's what I'd really love to see.
They don't really make those anymore, do they?
Nope, there aren't many of them.
I think the problem is the depth perception. You cannot tell when they do it where you're jumping far. You can't tell the distance on it. And that used to be the number one way people died from them, that they couldn't tell the distance. I think they might make a comeback with all these virtual reality masks, because then you'll be able to tell the depth of the game. But until that happens, you pretty much, I don't know, it's hard to do because you can't do it in that camera angle when you're trying to jump on the ledge, because you have to turn it back sideways, because that's the only way you can tell the distance.
Yeah.
But I know what you mean. Like, those were fun, but it was frustrating when you died because you couldn't reach the ledge because you didn't know it's further than it was. But those were fun.
What gameplay mechanic do you want to pull out of that? Like, if you were going to invent a brand new 3D platformer, what's the number one thing you want to pull out?
The jump mechanics.
Yeah.
I guess not super floaty mechanics. Like, well, it'll be planned. I mean to pick on it, but I'd like a really spot on.
Mario 64.
Yeah, I guess so. Like, yeah,
It
just
was really
has really good mechanics to it. Like, really spot on jumps. It's not super floaty. That requires precision.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a lot of fun.
What would you leave behind?
I'm not really sure. I really just want 3D platforms to make a comeback. That's really all I know.
Okay.
Buy a Wii U.
So, yeah.
I think there are still stuff coming out for Wii U.
Wii U is still supported for it. It's still there. Like,
Shit, Shovel Knight is probably one of the best platformers I've ever played.
yeah, that's really fun, man.
9 to 5. Did you go yet?
No.
Nah, my pick is Mario RPG.
Okay. This is interesting. I've never actually played those.
I wish they would get rid of the camera view. Like, the view on that game was horrible because it was like wherever you ran, it was on a diagonal to go straight. So it's kind of like they also made a Pac-Man game that was like that too, where the diagonal is straight.
Yeah.
Or I'm trying to think of Sonic 3D World was the same way, like for Genesis or whatever back in the day.
Marble Madness.
Yeah.
I love Marble Madness.
That angle was shit, but I liked that SquareSoft actually came with a story. Like, it was the one of the first games that had a different story on Mario than the same old, like, go find princess, do the same old shit.
Yeah.
It's like they actually grew off of that and made a real story in a Mario game for once. And then it died, and they never made another game, which they should.
Like, that's why I just picked that up, like, not too long ago. The Mario RPG. That was one of my pickups video. That's fun, man. I love
the shit. That game is awesome.
Can I do a quick honorable mention, Brian?
9 to 5. Did you say what you would leave behind out of that game?
Yeah, the angle, the camera
yeah,
views.
okay,
that shit was horrible.
Yeah, go ahead, Beasley.
My honorable mention would be Shenmue, the original game. As much as I love that game when it first came out, I think everybody loved it when it first came out. I would take out the controls. You had to run with the L trigger. You did not have two analogs to move your character, so you used the D-pad. You had to run with the L trigger. So I'd take out those controls and put in more traditional dual analog controls. I think that game would have been perfect. Of course, that's how it will be if they make the next Shenmue game, where you actually have the L and R analogs to control your character. I think if that had changed, that game would have been perfect. But of course, it was kind of perfect for its time. That was before we got used to actually real controls. So that's how I feel. I think that would have been a great thing to take out of that game and to interject into the game would be the control scheme that we have now.
I have a quick question though about that. How do you guys feel about? I've seen like other YouTubers talk about this. Do you think that it would be better off if consoles did the same thing as PC, where they let you map out your controls?
Yes.
For every game?
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like,
I don't understand why that's not in every game.
Yeah.
It should be an option in the actual UI of the console.
Yeah.
That way, when you get ready to start a game, you, like PS4, hit the PlayStation button, go over to your control settings, and just start mapping them right there for whatever game you're playing.
Yeah. And like, I want my B button to always be my melee. I don't care if I'm playing Destiny or
I agree.
Halo or Call of Duty. I just want it to be the same. I don't want to have to learn a new control scheme for every game I play.
Because it makes it so hard when you go back and forth.
Oh, it's really hard. I got great clips of me throwing C4 on tack inserts and stuff instead of hitting a melee.
I've done that so many times where I threw a grenade instead of shooting.
Yeah.
I was like, but yeah, that grenade was on point though. Bink, like I was like, headshot with the grenade. I'm just saying that.
It bounces off their head, you get killed.
Dude, that's so much fun when like they're injured, you throw something and it kills them anyway. Dude, that's awesome.
In Destiny, the melee was the right bumper, right?
Yeah.
You know how many times in Call of Duty I've thrown somebody at somebody because I'm just trying to hit it?
That's like Last of Us in Battlefield. That's the same grenade button that you use for sprint. So
Oh,
I'll
really?
go back to Battlefield and I'll be running through a building and I'm whipping grenades instead. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, I don't understand why you can't just remap everything. And they
It
always
seems
come
like
up with
it'd be an easy
dumbass
fix.
names for the control schemes too.
Yeah, I always wish that, especially third-person shooters, man, those are the ones you gotta map because sometimes they place it wrong and like the same thing to like lean up against a wall is the same button to vault and jump over. Like that's so annoying. You try to lean up against a wall, but your guy's like trying to turn. I'm like, no, duck, and like he goes back in position. And I'm pretty much talking about like Uncharted and stuff like that. Like they fix stuff like that, but it's a mess sometimes when you try to go up a ledge and you end up vaulting over.
If you guys were decision makers, if you guys could call the shots here, and you could either tell Microsoft to redesign the Xbox One controller or tell PlayStation to redesign the DualShock 4, and you get to tell them exactly what to do. You know, you're not just saying, go redesign this, go take another shot at it. You actually are giving them input. You can say, make the thumbsticks bigger on the Xbox One. Don't make them so small. Or, bring the domed PlayStation 3 style thumbsticks back for the DualShock 4. Which one would you guys choose, and what changes would you make? Let's start with Beastly on this one.
I would definitely change the analog nubs for the DualShock 4. I think they're crap.
Mm-hmm.
Both of mine are totally torn and tattered. It looks like either my daughter or my cat got to all four of my analogs. They're torn to shit.
Yeah.
I would make the side grips of the DualShock 4 longer, so they actually fit in your hand. I have giant hands. I feel like I'm playing with a micro machine.
It's better than the PS3 was, though.
Oh yeah, it's definitely better. It's definitely better than the PS3, but
as far as size goes,
it's still pretty small in my hands.
I think that's why they made it wider, like a little bit wider, so that
it feels meatier. Yeah. Those are probably some of the only cosmetic changes I'd make. Probably give you an option to turn off the blue light, totally turn it off to increase. I definitely have them increase the battery.
Yeah.
So that it lasts.
That's just a dumb change. Like, why wouldn't they do? That seems like almost like it should just happen. Like, just bring those PS3 batteries, put them in the PS4 battery, or just replace those. You can do that yourself too.
Really?
Yeah.
But it's still it's a touchpad, dude. It's still like the touchpad itself drains so much memory.
The battery is actually smaller than the one in the PS3 controller.
To save space, they did that to save space because they're spending so much money on the touchpad, the sensor on it, that like they're doing it to save money. But I mean, I understand what they're doing. They're gonna have an updated version without a doubt, because that's gonna be another way to get people to buy a brand new, upgraded DualShock 4.5.
We call this 6-axis too.
Yeah.
You heard it here first. Breaking news.
6-axis.
I'm really considering getting a Scuff PS4 controller.
Wait till they get so you can map the buttons.
I'm in the same boat. I'm buying it. I'm definitely buying it, but I'm waiting until they.
I'm getting it too. I think Briar convinced me, and he also showed me to wait. I saw him say, "Wait." Like that's his response to everyone. I'm like, "That's good idea. I'll wait."
I did order my Xbox, my Scuff One, because they finally introduced the electromagnetic remapping. Because especially if you're going between like a game like Destiny and Call of Duty, it'd be nice if at least these buttons did the same thing. Like this one's always jump and this one's always melee.
Briar, you could always open it upright and change the buttons around. So either way, you're like pressing the same button, but just in a different location.
You gotta open it every time you play a different game.
I'll just make a connection every time. Zap. How about you, 9 to 5? What would you do? Would it be Xbox One or PlayStation 4?
Xbox One.
Yeah.
I would switch the bumpers. This shit is super whack.
Yeah.
That shit is the movement from here to here. It's ridiculous.
It is weird.
It's stupid. Like I get what Beastly's talking about with the analogs, but you just put some rubbers on there and you're pretty much fine. And this controller is the best controller ever made, minus the battery life.
The DualShock 4.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Me too.
But it also might be this thing. the chat puck.
Yeah.
That thing is, man, the Xbox just gets you for money. They bend you over when you buy a system.
Make you bend over there and shut in there.
The guy at GameStop, when I bought it, he's like, you might need this, and you might need this as well, and you might need this as well. I'm like, really, motherfucker? I'm just buying a system.
Remember, they used to get you for the memory cards. Those things were expensive stuff.
They're as much as a game.
Yeah.
Jeez.
All right, not too nerdy. What do you got?
Both of them I'll change. First, I'll change the battery for both.
No, you got to choose.
I'm choosing both because they both need to change the batteries. Like they both fine. I'll choose Xbox. If the Xbox needs to change the battery, and they need to give you a friggin' rechargeable battery. That's unacceptable. I don't care if it lasts longer. Stop giving you a damn for batteries. How hard is it to give them a rechargeable battery? Instead, you're going to charge people to recharge their batteries. Like,
given the opportunity, though, if you had to decide between a built-in battery like the DualShock 4 or replaceable batteries, which would you choose?
A built-in, without a doubt.
You would. I disagree.
Because if you're in the middle of the game, like, I'm sorry, I would not want to replace the battery. I refuse to do that. I don't see how hard, cost-effective to give them a rechargeable battery. Like, it's not like the PlayStation's cheap people out on giving a smaller battery. We know that. Like, that's why they're not lasting as long, but they also have more parts they spend on it. But the thing that's driving me crazy is that the Xbox, they just chose not to do it. This is technology. Everyone has rechargeable batteries. Yeah. Everyone. This is not anything that everyone moves forward.
But the thing is, I like being able to just swap the battery out when it dies.
But here's the thing though, that can happen right between the game and stuff like that, right? Now, if per se, like, when you're plugged in, you can plug it into the USB port, whatever. This right here is a battery. You have to replace it while it's happening. That's ridiculous that they're making you pay for something each time. It doesn't matter the 50-cent battery or expensive battery. You're making someone pay something every single time to replace a battery, when that could have been easily solved to put that in there. But instead, on top of it, they knew it was a problem. That's the thing that pisses me off more. They knew that, well, here you go. You want a rechargeable one? Buy it. So instead, they charging people to buy a rechargeable battery. That's the thing that drives you crazy even more. It's not even that they didn't add it. They're now charging people to buy it.
I agree that I wish that they had given you a rechargeable battery, but I would prefer if they gave you 2 rechargeable AA batteries and keep the swappable batteries. I like that better than the PlayStation 4. If my PlayStation 4 controller dies, I either have to plug it into the system or I have to grab a different PlayStation 4 controller.
That's different though. There should be
batteries a $15 cost.
Yeah, but like there's a lot of phones that are not internal phones, like batteries, that you could take out the battery, recharge the battery, and put another one if that's what you're worried about. If they did that, that's fine. But still,
then you're corded. I like playing cordless. I still like the Xbox 360 controller, swapping that battery out real quick. I'm done in 2 seconds. You know?
Still, man, there's been times, and they even see my walkthroughs where the 360, I was so pissed off. It happened where the battery just completely died on me, and I'm there struggling. While I'm talking, I'll be right back. I'm going to end this video because I'm looking for another battery to replace the ones that just died on me for no apparent reason. And it's funny because, and they're brand new batteries, too. That was another thing.
I always bought the rechargeable battery packs and the charger, and I had one charger up here in the office and one charger downstairs sitting on the coffee table next to the couch. So if one died, I just popped in a new one and put the old one back on the charger. It was ready for me next time.
That's true.
It's a lot of extra cost. You're right.
But that's the thing. It's costing you money to do that, and it shouldn't be like that.
I bet it's less than a second PlayStation 4 controller.
Yeah, but the thing with PlayStation 4 controller, you can still plug it in though. That's the thing. Like you can still plug in.
You can plug in a Xbox One controller too.
Yeah, but I'm saying like you never have to disconnect the PlayStation 4 controller. That battery is for some people is not a huge problem because that battery is for 5 hours. Like 5 hours straight, the battery is dead. Like
the Xbox, you can plug in the Xbox One controller too and use it.
Yeah, but I'm saying like the time for the battery for PlayStation is not like a huge thing for some people. Some people don't like it. Some people do. That's because some people go on days without charging, while other people, as soon as they're done, they leave it there charging and then it's recharged again. That's the thing, like, because the difference in Xbox One, that you'll come back a couple days and it's still there. But like the PlayStation 4, if you recharge it every single time after you're done, the majority of people do not do 5-hour game sessions. Like, they don't. Like, the majority of people don't.
Yeah.
Huh? But that's the thing. Obviously, when I did like a freaking, I did like a 16-hour live stream. Like that shit's not gonna. I'm gonna my battery.
You might as well just leave that bitch plugged in.
That's what I do.
I don't know. I think that's a preference pick because I really prefer being able to swap out the batteries and stay wireless. That's my preference. Being able to swap out the batteries.
They had a forum, all right. They voted. That's what a lot of the Xbox One owners were voting for in the beginning. They said, please give us that's the number one thing that they're saying with the controller. That's what I was saying. So like I'm talking about in general. That's what they had forums on Reddit and stuff that they want to get one that includes that.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people had a problem with the Xbox 360 controller because the battery pack stuck out, so it cramped your fingers. And the Xbox One controller solved that somewhat.
I think BriarRabbit's one of the few people who would actually say that. Honestly, when you think about a controller now, the ability to go ahead and recharge it, like with a lithium battery, just plug a USB into it and charge it up, that seems like so much more of a benefit than having to go and buy batteries every time, or you're running out. I got 2 left. Once I discharge, I got to go to the store and get more. Mm-hmm. It seems like much more of a benefit to just be able to plug it in than have to worry about batteries for the lifetime of your console.
I understand what you're saying, but there's detriments to that. When the battery finally hits end of life, you got to throw out your entire controller,
or take it apart.
Take it apart and replace it. I mean, some people are going to do that. So probably the majority aren't. They're just going to go buy another controller.
Because
that's $60 instead of buying batteries for a rechargeable battery.
It's not a bad thing.
$15.
The one thing I don't get is why do they one of the benefits of having a USB 3.0 is the charge quicker. That's why you would think they'll take full advantage of that because you plug in with the new batteries, you charge it even quicker.
Well, they do, but you got to pay to play.
Huh?
You got to pay to play.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, the hell, you pay for everything.
The plug-in charge kit. They should have called it the pay-to-play kit.
And they think about it like this. If they save people on battery money, they have more money to spend on games in the long run. See? That comes back to you, Microsoft.
You got any other changes you'd make?
The bumpers. 905 was completely right. That was the only thing that's what made the 360 better than Xbox One controllers. The damn... the bumpers that they added just killed it for me. The battery is whatever. Like you said, that's a personal preference. But the bumpers is just
bumpers are wrong.
Too big. It feels like it just. Why is it that big for the bumpers?
And you gotta it's like a reach, man. You literally have to reach to press that damn button. It's why did you do this?
It's out of proportion. It feels like
the 360. It was perfect with the 360.
That's the thing. Literally, all they had to do from the 360 to the Xbox One was change the name to Xbox One, keep the controller, and just maybe, like I said, I think that they just need to add the battery. If they added a rechargeable battery and then everything else stayed the same, they would have had the best controller again. Yeah. Because I still think...
Well, I don't agree with the battery, but I think if they had kept the 360 controller...
He's making sure that's known.
But I just think that 360 was my favorite one until the DualShock 4 came. I still think DualShock 4 feels the best, but 360 is right there. They're really close to each other. So.
Yeah, I agree. Robbie, what one would you change and how would you change it?
Well, I've only played the Xbox One once or twice. I've only used it a couple of times. But absolutely, those bumpers suck. Those I just can't stand them. They're way too big, as everyone else has said here. I agree. They need to change those. But they won't. That's what I'd choose. And do I expect one for DualShock 4 as well, or no?
No.
Okay.
We already know it's not perfect.
Yeah. The DualShock 4 is close to being perfect.
It is.
It is damn good.
Just the battery life, literally. And the
battery life.
I really like the Wii Pro controller too. I love that damn controller. That controller's sick. And the battery lasts for 30 some hours.
Yeah, that's nice.
I had a question. Do you guys like the D-pad still? Even though it's slightly, it just feels a little bit different? Or
the DualShock 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
It's really good.
I saw some people said it slightly changed. They didn't like the D-pad as much.
I'll let you know when I play a fighter on it.
Yeah, that's true. I haven't played a fighter.
Because that's the thing. That they always had a great D-pad, and that's the thing. Some people said it's not that great right now. So I don't know.
I don't know. It feels good to me. Like 9 to 5 Gamer said though. When Street Fighter 5 comes out for the PlayStation 4, I'll tell you for sure.
Or I just use arcade stick.
I can't wait to play you, not too nerdy. I can't wait to play
Who's
you.
that kid who won Evo this year? What controller did he use?
He used an original PlayStation.
Yeah, PlayStation 1 controller.
Yep, that's right. I meant to bring that up.
There you go.
Man, that was awesome though, man. I've never seen that before.
Are you serious?
I've seen people win with.
What did it say?
Oh.
That's awesome.
Somebody won Evo using a PS1 controller?
Yeah.
Yeah, they won Evo.
And it wasn't like it wasn't a fight pad. It was a straight up regular controller. That's the thing.
It wasn't even a DualShock.
Yeah, it's a regular one. So like I've never seen that before. I've never seen anyone not use. It's either a fight pad or fight stick. I've never seen a regular controller before.
With the shoulder buttons.
Yeah,
using those shoulder buttons.
That ass.
And, he won.
He destroyed everybody.
Yeah, he made it look too easy too.
That's
I want to get my answer.
That's nerdy.
I want to get my answer. So I was initially going to go with the Xbox One controller for all the reasons you guys said. I also can't stand the thumbsticks on that thing. I think they're way too loose. There's not enough tension on them.
Yeah.
The Xbox 360, I thought those thumbsticks were perfect. I thought the triggers were perfect. But to be honest with you, there's too many things to change. I don't think they'd listen to all my changes. The DualShock 4 is almost perfect. I think if they elongated the triggers a little bit, make them a little bit more comfortable, just made them a little longer, like that direction, I think that'd be a little more comfortable. If they improved the thumbsticks so that they didn't wear out, so the pieces didn't fall off, and I'd like to see them come back with a domed PS3. I like that better than the current version. I thought it was more comfortable. It's easier to move your finger on and around. And I hadn't thought about it, Brett, but I like having the. I would like to get the longer kind of grips here. Yeah. Now, not too nerdy. You did a review on the. What are those things called? I forgot.
He slammed the controller into him.
They're called cane bottoms.
They're called.
But I got some of those too, and they didn't really do the trick for me.
Really? Like I have big hands, so like that actually worked perfectly for me. I only use it when I'm playing like a bunch of hours though, like because my hands don't cramp up that much unless like I'm like playing for a long session. That's when my hands start to cramp, and then like I notice that like because it puts you in a weird position. Like I literally hold it with like the top two fingers pretty much, right? And that's it. Like the rest are underneath it. And
these don't hit at all.
Not at all. Like, when my hands are only the top, my middle finger hits.
It's like more like that.
Yeah. So that's how I have like pretty big hands. So like,
with those, I think they were called Play Buds, right? Play Buds.
Yeah.
I liked them except for two reasons. One of the reasons was it moved my hand kind of out like that a little bit. So now I was hitting the triggers with like this knuckle here.
Really?
Yeah, it changed.
Well, would you say you have medium-sized hands or large-sized hands? Like?
No. My mother tells me I have hobbit hands. So
I'm saying that when I did a review, I said that like people with small hands, they might have a problem with it. Yeah. But if you have medium to large hands, that actually does extend you because you'll be proper like the way you're supposed to hold it and not have like two fingers just there. Hey, how you doing? I'm here.
Also added a significant amount of weight to make the controller kind of dip in my hand all the time. They were actually pretty heavy.
You really do have hobbit hands. Like the controller got heavier.
No.
The nice thing is you can stand it upright like this. You can stand the controller up because the cane.
Yeah.
It's like a cane would stand up.
Wait, so you have hobbit hands? You have hobbit feet?
There's a little bit of hair on them. I'll be honest.
Is it like your goatee? Is it like your goatee?
That's awesome.
What size shoe do you wear, BriarRabbit?
That's a personal question.
Boys 4.
He doesn't wear shoes. He wears sandals.
Yeah. I don't wear anything.
He wears feet.
I wear fur. Should we wrap this one up, guys?
Yeah, I had a lot of fun, man.
I think so.
Every week I have a lot of fun.
We hope you guys enjoyed the what's the name of the show again? Beastly Thoughts.
Brought to you by Pornhub.
My Pornhub, of course.
As always.
Use coupon code BeastlyThoughts on Fleshlight.com.
Type it with your right hand. Type it with your right hand.
Sponsored by Coke, because Pepsi sucks. All right, I'm going to end it. See you guys later.
Bye.